We'll probably want to mute in between, I guess. We probably leave it open now, but yeah.
It's this right here, right?
Yeah. Check, check, check. Good afternoon, and welcome to Titletown, USA. It's the Blazers Sports Media presentation right here on Flow Sports as we welcome you into today's matchup on the opening weekend of college football. Today it's the Valdosta State Blazers taking on the NAIA Point Skyhawks here at Bazemore Hyder. We welcome you inside. Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle as we get ready to rock and roll today. And Taylor, a little bit of an unconventional afternoon for us today. This game originally scheduled for a nighttime kickoff, but the game being moved up due to Hurricane Idalia moving through midweek. We have no power here in the stadium. It's going to be a lot different vibe today.
One thing that is constant is it's Labor Day weekend and football does start. You were absolutely right, though. Very weird. No PA, no scoreboard, no play clock. We're not going to be able to have those things that you come accustomed to when you come to Bazemore Hyder Stadium, and we're just going to have to persevere our way through it. We know that we're in a rebuilding mode now here in Valdosta. We're both on the field and in the surrounding community with what's going on here locally. So thank goodness we were able to get enough generators here to bring you this broadcast. It is going to be on a delay, so you're not watching us live. So you by watching this, you probably already know what the results of the game are, but we appreciate you tuning in anyway.
Absolutely. As you look across at this crowd here at Bazemore Hyder, you'll notice a little bit slim. Only season ticket holders allowed here today. No fans, of course, on the visiting side, so it's going to be awfully quiet over where we're at today. But you can see still a lot of red and black clad here today as we get set for a college football matchup. But to your point, Taylor, again, power outages still widespread throughout the area. The eye of the storm Wednesday morning passing right over Titletown, basically a direct hit. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with those affected by the devastating impact of this storm. Biggest question for this football team, they still have this game to play. Was it a distraction this week? Talking to Coach Tremaine Jackson, again, no practice obviously on Wednesday, but they were able to get in just enough work on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, and also you have to ask, how are my student athletes? What's their situation? Not all of them live in the dorms. Some of them live off campus. Riding around town, Dave, I tell you, there's trees down absolutely everywhere in town. There's trees through the middle of houses, just total devastation. And you ask Coach pregame on the field, what was that like? He said, all my guys are fine. They all had power back before I did. We've got some good rest. We got some reps in. It was a testament to the program that Coach is trying to build here, that team. And you're absolutely right, Dave. It was a little weird in town the last couple of days, but they were able to get some reps on the field, able to be ready for today.
Meanwhile, the Point University Skyhawks 0-1. They've got one game played. They actually opened up their season last week in week 0, basically, against the number 8 ranked team Bethel out of Tennessee in NAIA. Again, 17-14 at halftime, down by 3, but they were outscored 34-0 in the second half. Skyhawks trying to turn it around under the second year under Coach Trevor Ziders. His team's got a lot of great talent over there looking to come in here and shock the Blazers.
Yeah, we talked about this last year against our NAIA opponent, Kaiser, I believe it was, right?
Yep.
You just never know what you're going to get. Rules are a little bit different with the NAIAs compared to NCAA, so you just never know what you're going to get. Kaiser came out and played the Blazers really tough last year. We were able to squeak away with that victory, but Point, first time, like you said, first time we are playing them, so they're going to be a team. Coach said that he likes what they do on special teams. I have no idea what that means. We're going to find out. But looking forward to the matchup today.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, kickoff time in Titletown, the Blazers and Skyhawks. When we return, you're watching this Blazers Sports Media presentation on Flow Sports.
There's a place deep within the longleaf pines A place that's like no other. A place where championships are won. A place where heroes are born. And for the lucky few that have walked among its palms, it's a place that we call home. Valdosta State University.
Wherever potential leads you next, get there with speed. Get there with scale. Get there with a bank you trust. Synovus. Get there.
Hey Blazer fans, Williams Hotel Group is South Georgia's hospitality headquarters with 8 award-winning hotels in Valdosta. Williams Hotel Group has everything to meet your lodging, event, and meeting space needs. Come see us at any one of our conveniently located properties off I-75, exits 16 and 18, or visit us at williamshotelgroup.com. And as always, go Blazers!
Ride, slide, and explore this summer at Wild Adventures. Enjoy new Oasis Outpost and cool off in Splash Island Water Park. Save on tickets at wildadventures.com.
The Houston Clinic's history with Valdosta began over 40 years ago with Doctors Champ Baker and Kurt Jacobson on the sidelines with the Valdosta State Blazers. We've been there through VSU's 4 NCAA Division National Championships and 9 Gulf South Conference Championships. And we're still here today on the field providing VSU athletes with immediate sideline coverage. Congratulations, Valdosta State Blazers, for over 40 years of exceptional football.
Saturday afternoon here in Valdosta, Georgia. Again, Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle. Jamie Abbott, our director-producer today. Reagan, our spotter, up here in the booth with us, along with the rest of our Blazer Sports Media crew. We welcome you back to this Flow Sports presentation. You can also catch us on the live stream, vstateblazers.com. And, of course, we appreciate you being with us this afternoon. Here come the Blazers. Again, not a lot of fanfare today, not a lot of flames and smoke and all those sorts of things, the tunnels and things that are typically set up on a Saturday afternoon or evening here in Titletown. Basically, a lot of folks have said this is probably going to feel more like a glorified scrimmage simply because of the atmosphere. There's no PA announcers we talked about, no live stats, no scoreboard. So, again, just a disclaimer for the folks at home here. We're not going to know exactly how much time is on the clock, every second.
Yep.
We'll try to update you as best we can as that information is relayed to us up here in the booth. But hey, nonetheless, man, it's still football.
Hey, it's still football. You wait so many months and days and weeks. You count it down, and it's finally here. And testament to the university for putting this together. Point for being able to adjust the time as well, being an in-state rival. They're not coming from far away and trying to get here in time, that kind of thing. But yeah, it is going to be a little bit different. The power was one of the main factors too, but the police personnel, the fire department, things like that are needed to make a game like this happen was one of the main reasons why we are just season ticket holders and parents only tonight or today. So and we had to start earlier too because we have to be in the sun. This stadium was set up years and years and years ago to be one where the sun is going to be on the field at all times. It runs east and west. So
a little bit cloudy this afternoon, which is kind of welcome for this time of year.
Goodness.
A nice breeze blowing through. Still 86 degrees here, though, at time of kickoff. There you see the captains meeting at midfield. Our referee today, Eddie Smith, the white cap. Again, Cliff Head, the umpire. Pete Henson, Trevor Bass on the crew, along with Daniel Mobley, Roy Coulter, Chris Adams, Kevin Angel, and David Lockman. There you get a look at the captains. And for the Valdosta State Blazers preseason, Sammy Edwards, again, the starting quarterback here today. We're going to talk a little bit more about him in just a moment there. But he, along with, of course, B.K. Smith, captain, and Terrell Dudley, looks like as well out there. And again, a couple of guys that Coach Tremaine Jackson, now entering his second season, going to really rely on here. And let's talk about that quarterback battle for just a moment before the Blazers take the field. Again, Taylor, typically you're given that too deep, depth chart prior to the week, but there's 3 quarterbacks notably on the Valdosta State depth chart. That's because it was such a crazy camp. All 3 of those guys, of course, bring a different skill set.
Well,
so we may very well see all these guys at some point this season.
Absolutely. And Seth Smith, I watched him in the spring game, transfer from Marshall. He's listed as the 3rd on the depth chart, right, number 11. Sammy comes back as a returning backup. gets the nod today. But Seth Smith, that Marshall transfer, looked really well in the spring game, and I think he earned the right to be listed on the depth chart. So never know what to expect there, Dave. Also, our running back situation, you've got two guys that toted, what were they, 2-year, 2,000-yard rushers each. Was that right?
Yep.
Last year, I don't know if they got each 1,000. I can't remember on that.
Yeah,
they were
I think
close.
they were both close.
But
yep.
Those guys have been household names. What are we going to look like at running back this year? Blazers are used to running back, and like you said, with the smaller offensive line, we may be relying on that running game a lot this year.
Absolutely. Again, Edwards, Terrell Dudley, Devin Hannon was the other captain out there. Hannon, a transfer, a guy that comes in, a big offensive tackle, get the start here today, a guy they really like. Coach Tremaine Jackson just talking about how he's built different, if you will. Big guys up front there, averaging right around 290 up front for this Valdosta State offense. Meanwhile, Point, of course, comes in. Their offensive line, they average just a biscuit shy of 300. Again, a lot of big guys up front, a team that likes to try to wear you down up front. As we talked about, a pair of second-year coaches squaring off here today. Trevor Ziders, again, he was a defensive coordinator, also recruiting coordinator for Point before taking over. This is second season.
Yeah, it's a reset year for Valdosta State. 5 and 6 last year is not up to the standards we're used to around here. Coach, what I understand, really brought in the whole new staff, not staff-wise, but a whole new player personnel, 80-something new guys to the school. So this is your first opportunity to see what's going to look like this year.
So Point won the toss but deferred, so we'll see the Blazers offense first here. Again, no scoreboard on, no clock, no pregame music, no hype music or any fanfare like that, but nonetheless, it is time for kickoff in Titletown. Again, Cam Scott back deep. Looks like for the Blazers, Christian Seha will look to boot it away here. Again, the freshman kicker for Point. As we talked about, the Skyhawks with a game under their belt. They fell last week 51-13, but it was a 17-13 game at the half. They were outscored 34-0 in the second half. They were outgained 424-257 in that ball game. And we're going to get our first look at this revamped Blazer offense. After the kick, Seha will put his left foot into it, a low liner angling out of bounds, and the Blazers will have excellent field position to open up this first drive. A little skirmish there already.
Yeah, you've seen your own jersey all year, right? For the Blazers, you get to go up against a different color jersey, and so that's exactly what you're seeing there. A little pushing and shoving. Kick did go out of bounds, so we're gonna get a procedure penalty here on the kickoff. And like you said, Blazers are going to bring out much revamped offense. You do have some returners there, some familiar names, Ted Hurst, wide receiver Council Allen, B.K. Smith, too. Besides Sammy Edwards, these are all going to be names that we have not called before.
Offensive line, Murata, the big center, Taylor, Morales, the guard, 6'4", 295 as Morales. Morrow, transfer from Stetson at tackle. Hannon as well, as we talked about, 6'4", 293. Again, everyone on that offensive line, 6'4" or taller. Sammy Edwards, 1 of 1 last year, gets his first start, and his first pass of the season is complete to Council Allen. And he is finally drung out of bounds right at the midfield stripe. And how about that? Again, Sammy already completing as many passes as attempts last year.
1 for 1, yeah. Good job right there, Council. Just on a little sit-down route, little hitch maybe. Found the opening in that zone. Good positive yards for the Blazers there across midfield.
So one play already into Point territory here. Again, Isaiah Flowers, the back. And here is Allen in motion. They aren't going to swing it to him. He's got some room here. Watch out, 40. Makes a man miss and taken down right at the 35 by Larkin, the middle linebacker. Larkin, the leading tackler for the Skyhawks last year, but another big gain on the ground. And they're not asking Sammy to do too much here, just some short passes.
Just about to say that the key in a new starter, you'll see it all throughout this weekend. You let your guy get comfortable. Hey, he's been around the program a lot, but let him get comfortable. Make some easy throws for him. Get it to a familiar name, Council Allen. We know he can catch. Get him upfield. Blazers are knocking on the door here.
Back-to-back receptions by Allen. Here's Flowers, his first carry. It's a good one. And we'll take it inside the 30 before he's wrapped up on the edge. And another good gain on first down, the first rush for the Blazers on the afternoon.
Samir Wiley came up and made the stop there for Point. Good tempo there. Blazers back to the line of scrimmage. Got a second down and manageable here, probably about 2 yards.
Flowers, 5'9", 180-pound junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. His first carry nets 8. Second down and 2. Hurst wide near side. Edwards claps his hands. Once again, Flowers first down and more. 15, 10. Isaiah pounds his way down to the 5.
Found something on that left side. Coach told me, and you mentioned it earlier, the offensive line's going to look a little different. Jordan Taylor, that left guard, really sealing the end over there for the Blazers, number 75 or 71 and 75 there, able to get Flowers to the edge.
Admittedly, last year, Blazer-like 5-6 record, but if this opening drive is any indication, things may very well be turned around. And once again, Flowers, patient run, left side driving towards that goal line. He is stopped just short. Wade again with another tackle.
I thought the second effort might have got him there, but they are calling second down. Again, we found something on that left side that we like. There's a matchup over there we do like. 71, Stephen Morrow,
Yep.
and Taylor over there on that left side are really opening holes for the Blazers running game.
Yeah, more as we talked about the Stetson transfer. So the Blazers now second and goal from just inside the 1-yard line. Eric Watts also in the game here. And just punching it straight ahead. Edwards trying to sneak in there. No signal yet. They'll have to unpile some bodies to find out the exact spot of that football, but it does appear that he's just a little bit short there. Good surge, but the Skyhawks were able to build a wall there and keep him out for now.
Yeah, they are going to call it short, so it's going to bring up a third down for this Blazer offense with just about the nose of the football on the goal line. Try to get a cheap one there, just quarterback sneaking, so.
Rick Bowie, again, the offensive coordinator for the Valdosta State Blazers. Under second-year coach Tremaine Jackson. Meanwhile, Nigel Lawrence, co-defensive coordinator for Point. Little play action right here. Edwards throws towards the end zone. That one's going to be intercepted. Intercepted at the 2. Wow, what a break on the ball by Wiley. Man, oh man, a big break right there. Had a receiver open momentarily, but big pressure there. Had to get that ball out. Samir Wiley is listed as a QB on the depth chart, but the freshman somehow comes up with a big interception.
So we saw that heavy set a lot last year where we just punch it in, and I think he bobbled the snap. Looked like he bobbled the snap there off the start, kind of got, give you a couple options where you run it or pass it there. Ill-advised throw there by Sammy, so Point's going to take over first and 10 from their own 2-yard line.
Taking another look at it right here, you can kind of see the tail end of that play there. Just a great break. They were trying to break Watts out of the backfield, and again the interception there. So a tough break, a great opening drive. Those stalls with the turnover. Now Point backed up on their own end. We'll have to try to punch it out. Again, Mitch Gossett will just sneak it forward right here and try to pick up a couple just to give the Skyhawks a little bit of breathing room. But you got to be pretty pleased if you're Coach Siders at this point. Again, you turn the Blazers away on that opening drive when things weren't looking well, and now all of a sudden you turn it over to your offense. Work cut out for them, but you got to breathe new life here.
Yeah, you really do. And Blazers are really nothing lost here. I mean, yeah, you want to put points on the board here, but a long way to go in this ball game. Defense is what Coach Jackson really thrives on, so not really a whole new look on that side of the ball as well. They get an opportunity to get them, push them back against the wall here.
Sincere Carnes, big hole right side. He's got running room, makes a move, puts his foot in the turf right at the 20-yard line, and will take it up across the 30, a 28-yard gain on the play and a first down for the Skyhawks, and they're quickly back to the line.
They're going with tempo here, trying to catch the Blazers off guard, really off that right side. The hole opened up pretty big. Just able to get positive yards on that play. Here's a replay showing the hole is wide open there.
And procedure, I don't think they were set quick enough. They tried to snap that ball quick and get it over to Trey Engel, but it looks like they never really got completely set there.
That is the call. Sometimes tempo can even hurt your offense as much as you're trying to set the tone against the defense. Going too quick will cause you guys to get off kilter some.
Obviously, with no power in the stadium, again, no PA system, so you won't hear the referee's calls here today, but once again, we'll be on top of it for you as best we can. A 5-yard call there. Again, this offensive line, as we talked about, Hogan, all-conference center. Johnson and Caldwell at the guards. Leach Cicero at the tackle. Cicero 6'5", 350. He stands out there at the right tackle. You can't help but miss him. And once again, this is Carnes, right side. This time the Blazers all over it, though. Minimal gain that time. Again, Broussard, the safety, up to make the stop.
It's a few yards back there. They've run the ball a couple times over here to the right side. So as much as the Blazers were liking that left side, Point appears to be liking that right side of the line of scrimmage. So Blazers showing that three-man front, walking down a outside linebacker or DN. Put his hand in the dirt now, showing a four-man front.
Mitch Gossett, 6'3", 180-pound senior. 9 of 21 last week for 127 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And now he'll put Carnes over on his right side, and now put him back over on the left side. Cat and mouse. Again, we don't have the play clock in the stadium to know how far it's getting down there, but it's got to be getting close. Motion, and a quick pitch. Carnes trying to turn the corner. And finally wrestles his way back to about the original line of scrimmage, but it will be third down and long. Moorhead, the linebacker, making the stop there. And the one thing about Sensor Carnes, he is very much a, plant your foot, one cut, and straight up field. I love that north-south technique that he has.
Yeah, 5'10", 225-pound senior. He's a guy that they rely on really heavily in this offense. Called his name a good bit today in that rushing attack for the Point.
Carnes, Turner again, the running backs. Key, Leaks, and Bryant, the receivers. And now Gossett going to take a shot. And that one over the head of everyone. Their little miscommunication, trying to hook up with Kareem Key, the freshman wideout from Birmingham. And Key cut in, turned his route off there. And I think Gossett thought maybe he was going to keep going. So fourth down.
Yeah, Blazers able to get out of there, forcing a punt. Settle down. Again, first drive, you had some positive momentum. Blazers going to get a chance here to settle down and redeem themselves after that interception on the first possession.
This is Matt Moses, the sophomore, had 8 punts last week, and that loss to Bethel averaged right at 37 yards. Big rush, just got it away. Everyone will back away from that one, and it'll roll out of bounds over by the Blazer 33. So the second drive of the afternoon for the Blazers. Again, preseason picked 5th in the Gulf South Conference, but that's not bad because the last time, Taylor, that VSU was picked 5th in the conference was 2018, and we all know what happened. They went 14-0 and won the national championship.
Yeah, there's a banner on the wall right there, too, because of it. And I remember correctly, 17 or 16 was a pretty tough year for the Blazers as well. So coming off an underdog role there, and Blazers went on to win a national championship. So it's the first game of the season. We're not talking about national championships quite yet. We just need to sustain a couple drives here, put some points on the board, and win a ball game. But we had some things going that first drive. Let's see if we can carry it on.
First and 10. They'll keep the ball. Nope, we're going to throw it out to Council Allen, who's been the go-to guy here early. He's got a lot of room. And a first down after a gain of 12. Just some nice short passes here. Dukes and Wade, the safeties, combining for the stop. And let's see what Sammy learned from that opening drive. Again, a guy getting his first start here today, a fierce quarterback battle, still be able to beat out the 2 transfers that are, of course, waiting in the wings as well. But got to give this young man some time.
He'll learn. He'll mature from that. He'll learn from it. Really, that close, you still had some downs to burn there. You might have wanted to try to run that ball in instead of force something in a window and see what happens.
Noah Gillen in there at tight end, straight ahead. Isaiah Flowers dances his way across the 45. Wade in there. I believe that was Watts, maybe, 37.
Yeah, Watts. Yep. Watts, the running back. Eric Watts, 5'11", 186-pound junior. Came to us, I believe, this year.
In addition to the power being out and all the different challenges here today, I mean, basically the Blazers have almost completely turned over the depth chart. A lot of names and faces. Coach Jack said we were going to be calling a lot of new names this year. Here's Edwards, play action. Takes a shot, got a man there, makes the grab at the 31, and flag comes flying in. And this play more than likely will stand. It looks like maybe holding out of the back end there of that Point defense. Wiley in coverage, the man who had the interception on the last series. But let's take a look here and see what we've got.
Yeah, we got a hold all day long. There was so much pulling and shoving on that play. White hat gives us the hold against Point. We're going to decline it. So Ted Hurst really with the head top right there, going up high, catching that ball up high at the high point, and picking up big yards for the Blazers. So 1st and 10 for the Blazers at their own 25, or at the Skyhawk 25, excuse me.
Yeah, 6'4", 180, as you talked about, Taylor. Big frame, went up, was able to pull that one out of the clouds. It's a nice ball, though, because Sammy put it really where only he could get it at that point, using that height against a smaller DB. A ball at the 25 right here. Watts in at running back, and he'll get his number called. Follows his blockers through the hole inside the 20, and once again, another good gain on 1st down.
Yeah, Stephen Morrow right there out front, bleeding, blocking. Showing the patience in the backfield was Watts there, letting his block set up, really putting your hand right on his number, letting him lead the way. Good 1st down pickup for the Blazers.
Again, the Skyhawks from Point University, founded in 1937 as Atlanta Christian College in East Point. Moved out to West Point, changed their name 2011, their 12th season overall. Here's 2nd down and 3, and Sammy just going to take off and run this one for the 1st down and more inside the 5. 1st and goal, Larkin. Finally brought him down, but a big gain right there for the junior quarterback, who once again has his offense in business.
Yeah, Sammy, good job there, recognizing he didn't. Really, I think what happened was everybody was in man and they had their back to him, so he was able to pick up positive yards, recognized it. Something we were really used to with a running quarterback in previous years, that Sammy was able to let us see there. Here's a replay of that run for you. Recognizes it, looks for the read. Oh, everybody's got their back to me. Let me pull it up and run it. Good job by Sammy getting positive yards inside the 5.
1st and goal. Edwards looking to throw under pressure. Keeps his feet. Just going to tuck it running. Going to put his shoulder down. Dives for the pylon. He'll be just short. And that time right there, a good decision right there. There was a couple different times it looked like he was going to try to maybe force something in there, which is what you don't want to do, especially after that opening series.
Exactly. Still get positive yards. We do have a Skyhawk down here on the play. Yeah, pocket was breaking down a little bit on him there, and good job by keeping his eyes downfield, looking for the open receiver, but just not able to find it. And so he kept the ball. Here's the replay of that run. Looking, nothing. Good evasive move right there. And just protect it, try to get it out there.
Dukes, I believe, is the injured, the safety. Is the one maybe getting up a little slower right there for the Skyhawks, but he is coming off on his own power, so that's certainly a good sign there. Time out on the field right here. Again, we do not know exactly how much time. We're probably getting close to the final minutes of the first quarter.
What I'm kind of noticing is the back judge is, when I believe it's 10 seconds, he's holding his hand up in the air, and then he's counting 10 seconds. So we'll try to
like
get you
basketball.
to exactly. Yeah, remember when half court, the referee, when he's trying to get it to half court, you count the time there. I believe the hand in the air is going to be the 10-second mark. And that'll be, of course, the play clock, right? Not the game clock. So game clock, we are really just the clock on the field is really all we
shooting from the hip.
That's right.
Here. Yep. Exactly. So
very familiar position that we were in the previous possession, but we don't go to that heavy set here. We spread it out like we had it.
Flowers back in at running back. Edwards will hand it to him. Trying to turn the corner and puts his shoulder down, and he's in. Isaiah Flowers with the Blazers' first rushing touchdown and first score of the 2023 season, and the Blazers lead it 6-0.
Yeah, good job right there by Flowers. Really, the cutback is really what got it. Here's the cutback play. Scoring possession here. And, cut it. Coming to that side, cut it back. Really just power football at that point. So Eston Thiel checks in for the extra point.
Thiel, preseason all Gulf South Conference, knocks it right through there. And the Blazers lead it 7-0. Again, you're watching the Blazers Sports Media right here in action on Flow Sports. We'll keep the action right here for you, assuming a few minutes or so left here in this this first quarter. They'll certainly let us know, but after that opening drive interception. The Blazers are able to battle back on their second drive and finally culminate a drive with a score. They finish this second drive and have their first points of the young season.
Both drives look very similar, right? Blazers balanced pass game, rushing. The key difference I saw there is Sammy Edwards didn't really try to force anything. He let it come to him. If it wasn't open, he protected the ball, got positive yards if he could, and the points showed right there. Good job by Blazer offense making adjustments there that you needed and lead the ball game 7-0.
We talked about it. You see Coach Tremaine Jackson there on the sideline, pleased with that last drive there. This is an offense, they've got to replace over 2,000 yards of rushing. I mean, when you look at Jamar Tompkins, Seth McGill, and, of course, Ivory Durham, the quarterback, all three of those guys last year had over 2,000 yards on the ground combined alone. So, again, Isaiah Flowers, that next man up, the guy, of course, that was on the roster last year. Of course, this year he's on the team, and he's kind of went into that role. They're going to be leaning on him a lot, and some of these other younger, talented running backs there. And, again, that time you saw what he could do, put his shoulder down against three guys and basically willed his way in the end zone.
He had the vision and was able to overpower a couple guys. Only needed to go a yard, yard and a half, 2 yards, something like that. But good job by recognizing what the defense was giving him and getting in the end zone.
Emory Bryant, very dangerous specialist from inside his own 5-yard line. He's taken a couple back to the house, but is hit hard right at the 16 and driven backwards. That's Trawick on special teams down there again. The big hitter there, Trey Trawick, a Tusculum grad transfer, 5'10", 190-pounder, flying like a missile down there to make the hit.
Really was. I thought he was getting off balance running in like that, but he's able to set those feet and come up and make the open field tackle. So little second opportunity here for the Blazers defensively. See what we can do. Point seemed to run the ball a little bit on us there in their first possession.
Yeah, again, the Skyhawks had that big run to open that first series to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone, out to about the 30 or so, but then the drive stalled and they punted it away. And Mitch Gossett came in about halfway through the season last year after an injury to the starter. Takes over the job, of course, full-time this year, won it outright in the offseason. Got a lot of talent over there, Spencer Carnes, as we talked about, the running back. And this time, a little play action and all kinds of running room this time for Gossett, who will head upfield and finally run out all the way up at the 37. And that time, the Blazer defense a little bit fooled. A great play fake right there. They had to honor that run game that you talked about, and Gossett was able to pick up great yardage.
Yeah, the play fake really got us there. Bootleg action. Really a keeper the whole way. Not going to get a replay on that one. But anyway, big pickup there by Gossett. Yep. With his feet.
And so here we go, second down, and I believe that's actually Austin Adcock, the quarterback that came in there for that last series. That was Adcock. So they slipped him in there on us.
The 3 and the 8 look very similar.
And now a late flag comes flying in here, maybe a little extracurricular activity. A little shove there after the whistle. The point sideline starting to clapping. So again, the Blazers may very well go against them here, getting a little chippy on defense.
Didn't realize that they were going to be a dual quarterback setup. But their numbers are 3 and 8, so backups are hard to tell a little bit from the jersey numbers. So, yeah, dead ball. White Hat's calling it. Personal foul against Point. Like an offset.
Yep. So, there we go. After all that. You see big number 99 up there as well for the Blazers. Again, Olajuwon Sparks, 6'4", 347, redshirt freshman out of Hoover, Alabama. Transferred in from Bama. Again, we talked about 86 new players on this Blazer roster. They really hit the portal hard. And here's second down and 6 for the Skyhawks. Straight ahead run this time, and that time Carnes tripped up. Still dives forward and picks up a few up to the 44, but it will be third down and 3 right here for this Point Skyhawk offense.
Yeah, manageable. Sparks, like you said right there, big fella up the middle, really gets positive penetration, but really just trying to run away from him is what the Point offense was doing there. Going to bring up a manageable third and 3, as you mentioned.
Yep. Got to watch out. Javan Leaks there, wide receiver, junior, is the school record holder in the 400 meter. Emery Bryant, also the big play guy, but they will keep it on the ground to Carnes, who barrels his way forward, and he will have the first down. Didn't get it by much. Needed 3, got about 3.5 or 4, but enough to move the sticks. We talked about that offensive line. They average right at 303 pounds. Again, Johnson, the guard, 6'2", 345. We already talked about Cicero, the tackle there, 350 on the edge. That's a lot coming at you at one time. First down and 10. This is Austin once again. Oh, he lost the handle on the ball.
Ball's out.
Still loose. There's a scrum for it. The pressure came from the backside, and it's Blazer football.
You know, I'm not sure if he might have been down before the ball came out, but either way, White Hat's calling it. First down for the Blazers.
Jay Hinkle, 6'1", 230-pound junior defensive lineman out of Rockmart, Georgia, transfer from Newberry, was able to get in there, and boy, they're really big on Hinkle. Let's take another look at it right here.
See if he's down before ball comes out. Oh, no, it was out before. You're absolutely right. Ball was out. Good job right there. Backside pressure. Didn't see it coming. Knocked it loose. Good job, Blazer defense. A couple changes this year to game management-wise. Clock continues to run on first down on every play except second and fourth quarter inside of 2 minutes. So clock's going to run.
Trying to speed the game up there a little bit. And now the Blazers back on offense. Here is Flowers straight ahead. Another good run on first down. And really, I think that's going to be a key there. Ben's the linebacker with the stop. But, you know, the Blazers have had success on first down. Anytime you stay ahead of schedule, it makes things a little bit easier. It takes the pressure off of your young starting quarterback.
And I feel like we didn't do that as good as we should have last year, getting in manageable downs. And it starts with the run game, having running backs that can get you 4, 5, 6 yards on that first play in the possession. Really allows the playbook to open wide open.
We say young, Sammy again a junior, but from an experience standpoint, under pressure, gets rid of it. He's got Council Allen across the middle, and a first down inside the 30. Allen has been the go-to man. Wiley drags him down, but another first down for the Blazers.
Good job by Sammy sitting in the pocket, recognizing he was about to take a hit. I don't like how he threw that off his back foot in the middle of the field. Good job, though, by Council Allen coming down with that ball, getting upfield for another Blazer first down. Replay of that showing. He sees it coming. Look, stood in there.
So first down inside the 30. Edwards out of the gun once again, looking deep. Takes a shot, has a man, but a little bit wide of the target. Again, good coverage by the Skyhawks. Number 11, Caleb Wade, the DB sophomore, out there to make sure that one fell to the turf.
B.K. Smith, intended receiver. He had a man beat, just really outthrown there by about a step or two. So going to be a second down for the Blazers.
Edwards, as we talked about last year, perfect. 1 of 1, 9 yards. Again, so when we talk about young, not necessarily youth, but just the experience level there. But again, Sammy has played well here in this opening quarter so far. Trips to the near side. Now Flowers in motion will come that way. Going to throw it. Oh, in and out of the hands. That one just a drop there at the 25 by B.K. Smith. Benz was there to make sure he didn't grab it. BK, again, that's a rarity right there. Again, a preseason All-Gulf South Conference selection. He and, of course, the kicker, Eston Thiel, with those honors. Looking to live up to that, which I'm sure they will. And, again, they definitely want to get BK involved in this offense.
Yeah, you think about all the successful Blazer offenses. We've had those slot receivers or those receivers that really could be count on in 3rd and 10. And, you know, we need a big play out of you, bust it open. BK has been that guy for us. Looks like Council Allen's going to also be that guy for us this year.
Allen in motion this time. Fake it. Going to wind up, take a shot. Got a man open. That's Smith. End zone. Touchdown.
Going to have a roughing call as well, I believe, here on the quarterback. Great job by Sammy sitting in the pocket, letting the play develop. If it didn't develop, it wasn't going to be open. And BK running that route got him open there.
You got to wonder if BK went into the huddle after that drop on the play before and said, hey, come back to me. I'll be there for you. I promise. And he was that time. That's a nice ball as well by Edwards.
They're going to assess that on the kickoff. So it was a late hit there on Sammy. You could see it at the very end of that replay. He was taking a shot right there. So, how many yards was that? Did you catch that?
I'm trying to see here. Right around, they were just inside the 40 there, I believe, 37. Here's Eston Field trying to attack on his second PAT of the afternoon. And that one is right through there. So 14-0 Blazers extend the lead here in this opening period. And they've scored now on back-to-back drives after being turned away on their opening series. And the Point Skyhawks have dug themselves a little bit of a hole here early on, but the Blazer offense, you got to like what you're seeing here after that opening drive that fluttered right at the goal line. They've come back-to-back series now, once on the ground, once through the air in the end zone.
Yeah, it's been balanced. I mean, I like what we're seeing out of Flowers. I like what we're seeing out of Council Allen, B.K. Smith, even Ted Hurst really getting up and snagging a big reception there for the Blazers. So they settled down. We asked them to settle down after that first drive. You know, everybody's excited. Everybody wants to go out and show that they deserve to be on the field. And we, I feel like Sammy might have bobbled that snap a little bit on the first possession goal line. So might have rushed it a little bit, but he's done a great job settling in, driving the Blazers down, and scoring 2 touchdowns here.
Yeah, you talked about Council Allen. I mean, a guy last year, 18 receptions, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a bad job, but considering what he's done here today, he's already had 4 or 5 grabs. He's gotten open. He's been the main factor in this offense.
He really has, and it's the calming. We're going to call him that security blanket maybe for Sammy. He was able to get a couple receptions early, get Sammy in a rhythm. You know, that's so important. You get in a rhythm on the golf course. You get in a rhythm at the pitcher's mound, quarterback. Anytime you get in a rhythm, that's what we're looking for. Coaches will say that to you all the time, and Council Allen provides that rhythm for Blazer offense.
Noah Botsford, the new punter, also handles the kickoff duties. You think they might onside here maybe with the field position? Now they're just going to go ahead and boot this one away out of the stadium. Botsford with the big leg there. He's a guy we haven't talked about. Eston Thiel, all-conference as a kicker, really, and a punter. But Botsford, again, the freshman, winning that job. And, again, Eston focusing more on the place-kicking element. He was, of course, 17 of 22 last year, 77% with a long of 45. And now you've got Botsford that'll take a little bit of that pressure off.
Botsford, St. Thomas Aquinas, freshman. So he's used to playing quality football. He probably didn't have to do too much punting at St. Thomas Aquinas, but
that's true.
Is here as a kickoff specialist and a punter for the Blazers. So it's always good. You got to be able to kick it in the end zone in college football, in my opinion. You got to kick it deep, make them go 75 yards every time. So good to have him here.
So back to work, the Skyhawks offense. Once again, motion right here. Adcock to the arrow. That one intercepted. What a great athletic job by Moorhead. Wow, the big linebacker, Tyler Moorhead, 5'10", 226-pound redshirt sophomore. Transferred from Georgia Tech using the big mitt.
The replay, the RPO, here's the run option. Just try to get it up there, tip it. Oh, great athletic play there. Good job watching the quarterback's eyes, getting a hand up. You always, if you can't get to him, let's get a hand up. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get to him there, but let's get in a passing lane, get our hand up, and good things happen. Blazers take over after a big turnover.
And Coach Jack happy about that one. You know, Coach Jack, defensive-minded head coach, man, likes to see that. The Blazers now with 2 turnovers already here by the defense in this opening quarter. They knew they had to improve on that side of the football. Taylor, again, they got a little bigger up front, but they got a little quicker in the mid and back end in the second and third levels of that defense, and it's showing here early on.
Yeah, we're giving up 221 last year through the air and 250 on the run. So, yeah, we got to have improvements there.
Edwards taking another shot. End zone has a man, contact and flags. Trying to go to Hurst that time. He was double covered, but he had a step. Figs back there in coverage along with Dukes, and one of those two may have got a handful of jersey on the way up.
Yeah, just only thing I hate about that is he threw it into double coverage, right? I realize you got a step, but you never know. If you flatten that out a little bit or put a little too much air underneath it, double coverage makes bad things happen sometimes. But the PI was called there, so Blazers are going to get some positive yards here.
we were talking about
Were we
it
inside the 25? I don't think we were. So it is going to be a full 15 then, huh?
Yep. We talked about the aggressive play calling here by Rick Bowie, offensive coordinator, early on. You got to like it. Of course, talking to Coach Jack prior to the start of the season, he was saying really the real MVP on this team is Brandon Anderson, the defensive coordinator, and so far his defensive unit showing out. So here's Edwards out of the gun. Quickly gets it out of his hand. That's Watts out of the backfield, and he'll be wrestled out just shy of the 5. Good yardage once again on first down right there. And again, so many unknowns as we talked about, not just with the personnel, but with the schedule. I mean, here's a team in Point who the Blazers have never played.
Chowan.
Yeah, Chowan, the new team coming into the conference there. Again, Albany State, next week's opponent. New coaching staff. Kaiser, national runner-up. We know a little bit about them from last year, but there's all kinds of elements, so it's going to be a very exciting and yet unpredictable start to the season for this Blazer team. And again, Edwards going to run this one in, this time touchdown. Sammy getting into the act, and the Blazers in the end zone for the 3rd time here in this opening period.
Yeah, Sammy, we've run it down the field with Flowers there, just faked it that time and kept it. Saw something that he liked on the pre-snap read. Take a look at it here. You can either give it there or pull it, and the defensive end bit. Good job by Sammy reading that for the 3rd Blazer touchdown.
Eston Thiel trying to make it 3 for 3 here on the afternoon so far. And so far, a very jubilant Blazer sideline. That one through there. Thielen did 3 of 3 now. The Blazers quickly out front in this one, 21-0 over the Point Skyhawks, who have definitely dug a hole here in this first half and will do their best to climb out of it. They definitely have the athletes to do it. We'll keep the action right here for you. They're going to look at Trevor Ziders again, defensive-minded head coach as well, along with Coach Jack. And again, the Blazers looking ahead to their schedules we talked about. Gulf South Conference play, North Greenville. Of course, their head coach, a defensive-minded head coach. Probably the only really defensive-minded head coaches in the conference, Coach Jack. And, of course, North Greenville as well. And be interesting. A pretty good opening week for the conference. Most everyone played either Thursday night or last night. West Florida with a big win last night over Kentucky Wesleyan. West Georgia edged Limestone on Thursday night. West Alabama fell to Angelo State. Delta State with a big win over Missouri S&T, 48-20. Mississippi College edging Kaiser, who we just talked about, is an NAI powerhouse, 17-14. Close ball game there. Shorter, of course, falling and showing falling in their opening matchups, but North Greenville against an FCS opponent, Charleston Southern, 13-10, the final on that one. So we talked about North Greenville. They're going to be tough this year.
They are. Kaiser playing a lot of Gulf South Conference. You think they might be sizing up a switch, maybe?
Well, maybe either that or they're just trying to get prepared.
We're just told 41 seconds left here in the first quarter. Blazers are leading 21-0. Again, if you're just tuning in, we have no power here at the stadium, running everything you're watching today off generators. So no scoreboard, no play clock, no nothing. So bear with us here on the time. We'll try to give it when we get it.
Still got us, and hopefully that'll be enough. But now I don't know. We'll see. Botsford again will put his foot into it. Another high kick. Emory Bryant with an opportunity. He's been quiet so far today. They haven't really gotten him involved in the offense much, but here's a big return from the speedster, and he's all the way out past the 45, and that's exactly what the Skyhawks needed to get a little momentum back on their side.
Yeah, going to be a 46-yard return there by the Skyhawks. Really hit that left side, found a seam, able to break a big play. Blazer defense got to settle down a little bit here. Here's a replay of that. Watch the left side here. Found the seam right there. And try to make one guy miss, the kicker. Good job by coming up making the tackle, Botsford.
Yeah. That'll get a sticker on the helmet there. So first down and 10. Again, Emory Bryant, 5'9", 165-pound senior out of Birmingham. We talked about the speed and the skill positions. Here's Karn straight ahead, but 8 up right at the line. No gain that time. Nice job by Hunter, again, the defensive end. And yet another guy, Deontay Hunter, who they're really high on, 6'4", 200-pound redshirt freshman out of right here, a transfer from South Florida, but originally from Valdosta.
Yeah, Lowndes High.
About a dozen guys from Valdosta on this roster.
Deontay Hunter, name I heard a lot at the Lowndes High games. Went to South Florida last year and then transferred over this year, so getting to play in front of the home crowd, really playing that defensive end stance. So we're going to have our first break here. First quarter is over. Blazers are leading 21-0.
21-zip. We'll take a timeout and be right back. You're watching Blazers Sports Media on Flow Sports.
Ask one of our 70,000 ambassadors, and they'll tell you. There's just something special about this place. Valdosta State University.
In South Georgia, when it comes to your health, there's one system you can trust above all. With over 3,000 dedicated professionals, we provide exceptional care with human kindness. From our hospitals to medical offices, cancer center, hospice, and more. We are here to improve the lives of all we serve. SGMC, a proud supporter of the Blazers.
Prince Chevrolet Buick GMC and Valdosta State University, a winning team for decades. We are Prince Chevrolet Buick GMC, located on exit 22 I-75 in Valdosta. Voted the best place to buy a new and pre-owned vehicle in Valdosta. Proud supporters of Valdosta State University.
A small town with big energy, a little bit of thrill, and a whole lot of chill. Explore wide open spaces and unexpected places. Met with friendly smiles and views for miles. Welcome to Valdosta. An amazing vacation is waiting for you.
Bazemore Hyder Stadium, Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle as we welcome you back to the start of the second quarter. Again, the Point Skyhawks on offense, but trailing 21-0 here to start the second quarter, and they'll keep it on the ground. Sincere Carnes again with the run. Picks up a couple of yards there. Roberts, the middle linebacker, also a revamped defense for this Valdosta State Blazer team. And again, one of the guys, Roberts, they're 35, you see in the middle of your frame, a guy that's really going to be called on, a signal caller on defense, if you will.
He's got longevity, too. 6'1", 200-pound sophomore, transfer from Troy. Going to be counted on a lot here. Good job coming up, making that open field tackle. I'm going to bring up a big third down here. Got to get off the field on third down. That's something we struggled with last year as a defense.
That's Emory Bryan in motion. Had a touchdown last week. Adcock again still in at quarterback, but this time Carnes going nowhere. Had a great opening series there. Had a big 30-yard run on that opening drive on the second play from scrimmage, but since then has just kind of gotten it in pieces here, but nothing doing on that drive.
52% on third down last year. Our opponents were successful against us, so good job right there by the Blazer defense. We had one earlier. Here we go. We got a replay coming up. Good open field tackle right there by the defensive lineman. So third downs are huge. Money downs. So you watch the teams on third downs. They doing the money sign because that's the money down. You got to get off the field on there. So White Hat's calling a timeout. Blazers going to call a timeout.
Yep, James Watts again on that last play there. Great move there along that line to free up and get into the point backfield. We talked about Emory Bryan, of course, key, the outstanding wideouts in this point offense, both with touchdowns last week. Of course, Carnes with 48 rushing yards on 10 carries. We talked about Gossett, of course, who went 9 of 21 for 127 yards. Last year, Gossett just over 1,000, but as we talked about in limited work, again, Braden White, the original starter, went down with injury. Gossett came in and was able to really kind of help this offense along there. 9 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. They returned Larkin, as we talked about, the middle linebacker, the leading tackler there. Duke's in the back, and who we've called today with a pair of interceptions, but so far just not really able to get the continuity going. The opening drive was looking promising.
Opening drive, they had, it was one big play, really. I mean, they had about a 20, 30-yard gain on the big play, but Blazers settled down, able to force a punt there. So midfield here, watch a little bit of craziness here. You're down early. Everybody stay home.
The punt here. Again, Broussard back there makes the fair catch right at the 23. So the Blazers up 21-0 here early in this second quarter. Go back to work on offense. And we'll see if they dial it up right here, take another shot. I think that, you know, as Sammy Edwards continues to gain more confidence, you can see, of course, Rick Bowie, the play calling, opening it up a little bit, taking some shots down the field.
Mm-hmm. Score dictates a lot of that, too. You know, Sammy getting comfortable. You know, it's really his position that he's earned, I feel like. Been with the Blazers, been loyal in the world of transfers. You know, Sammy stuck by, especially with a guy that sat behind one of the Blazer greats in so many years. Last year and the year before that, so his time to shine.
Bunch formation over there on that left side. Edwards again, quick pass, gets it out of his hands. He's got the tight end, Noah Gillum, another familiar name there amongst the unfamiliar. And Thomas, the linebacker, drags him down, but Gillen, definitely a guy that we've called over the years.
Going tempo quick, hyper tempo.
And here we go on the ground this time. Big hole in the middle, straight ahead run, and a nice pickup that time for number 34, again, Jamone Wilson, the 6', 184-pound junior. Transfer from East Carolina, the third running back of the afternoon for this Blazer offense to get a touch.
That's right, 34 and 37 going to be the 30s for us, running back-wise. Isaiah Flowers, course number 3, started the game. So good to see us rotating in running backs. We've always had multiple running backs here at VSU.
Another rush this time, not near as much. 2nd and 2, but tripped up, and maybe a yard. Going to be just shy here on third down, right at the 45.
Just short, yep, just short of the first down. Going to be a long one, maybe a short 2.
Number 80, Rodney Bullard, the wide receiver, redshirt freshman out of Albany, Georgia, just up the road. And Overways in the lineup here wide near side. Hurst wide at the top. Third down, about a yard and a half right here. Let's see if they just try to power this one straight forward. And they will indeed keep it on the ground, but met immediately and stopped for no gain. In fact, lost about 2 yards there on the play, so fourth down. Tumblin, the big defensive tackle, getting good penetration into the Blazer backfield for the stuff.
Yeah, he just got, right off the line of scrimmage, just so much power there in the backfield. It was going to be a RPO. I think the run was the only option there. Could have kept it, though, maybe ran around the end, but going to force a punt for the Blazers. Just the first punt for us. Yeah, first punt of the night.
And here's Botsford, his Valdosta State Blazer debut. First punt, Emory Bryant going to signal for a fair catch. Will make it inside the 20. Point one, a little contact there, but it looked like the Blazer was blocked into Bryant there.
Yeah,
so
the new long snapper, number 39. Always got to give the guys in the trenches Reed Brass. Blocked into the receiver. Came from Mercer.
Yep. Yeah, he did. You know, and that's the thing. A lot of time those guys only get their number called when it's a bad snap. So again, we got to get Reed's name out there early in the season while he's doing a good job.
Yeah, right down the field. Good snap on that one down the field. Just fair catch was called, and he got really kind of pushed in the back, in my opinion, right into the the up back. So sideline didn't agree with it, but White Hat was all over it.
Look at some of the crowd in the house here today at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. Titletown, USA. Point goes back to work here. We have not seen Mitch Gossett since that opening drive. It's been all Austin Adcock ever since. And Adcock in there again. They're going to hand it over the right side, but now nothing doing. The Blazer defense really starting to catch onto that run game there. Haven't seen a lot of deep shots out of this point offense, and they may have to take a couple there, and that might just be, I'm not sure if Gossett got banged up on that opening drive. I didn't really see anything.
Well, I'm looking right here. He is on the sideline still. He's got his helmet on, not in street clothes. He's calling plays in. It doesn't appear to be anything wrong with him, so I don't know if this was a design situation or they were going to be 2 quarterbacks all day today or what the deal was, but it doesn't appear to be an injury situation. Blazers have shifted to a 4- and 5-man front. I did notice that. anticipating more of the run game. Look how many people are out there in the box.
Yeah, single high
Yep,
safety,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
everyone else up. Yep.
7 in the box. Man coverage on the outside.
Trying to throw it in and out of the hands of the intended target there, Hunter Hensley. Or actually, that was Javen Leaks, number 18. Leaks, as we talked about, the school record holder in the 400 meter. Has got some wheels, but just unable to haul that one in. So it's 3rd down and 10 right here, and certainly a situation you don't want to be in, down 21-0 on your own end of the field.
Yeah, this inside your own 20. Does the coach call something to try to get the first down, or is he more conservative here? They just came after a turnover previous drive, so.
Wide, near side, going to try to take a shot here, though, and Austin timing just going to throw this ball away. Great coverage over here on the near side. I know it was out of your frame there a little bit, but again, Kyle Cass, the DB, matched up one-on-one over here with Emery Bryant. And a nice job there. Jacob Harris, also 12 in the lineup as well. And again, that's where Adcock wanted to go with the ball initially, but then he got bumped from behind there. The pressure forced him out of the pocket, and he had to throw it away.
If you notice, and you may not have seen it, but he just tapped the quarterback on the back, let him know he was there to kind of maybe get in his head a little bit. Because of the way he was getting blocked, he couldn't make the tackle. So he just really reached his hand out, hit his jersey, made him scramble a little bit. Good coverage by the Blazers secondary.
So here's Matt Moses, the punter. Oh, high snap. He slips and somehow got that ball out of there.
Oh, did they tip it? No, they didn't tip it.
Though, and that's going to be roughing. And that's unfortunate because somehow or another the Blazers did not get a hand on that ball.
Yep.
And so, but they hit the punter there. I'm not sure how they didn't, but that's a penalty, and it's just kind of an unfortunate situation.
See if it's going to be plant leg. I'm pretty sure because he took it. Yeah, personal foul. It's going to be plant leg.
Yep.
First down.
Well, I don't know how in the world Moses got that ball through that crowd without it making contact with one of the guys in the black shirts there, but somehow it did. And so a break for the Skyhawks there, as they will they should be able to extend this drive now offensively. Come back out on the field here.
Yeah, and it was Blazers going to take over in real positive territory too, because the punt was not, as you can imagine, the best contact. Just one of those unfortunate plays. I don't fault any of those rushers right there. The guy had bobbled it around a little bit back there. His foot slipped or something. They're licking their chops and just couldn't quite get there to get a finger on it. And so it is going to be a personal foul, first down for the Skyhawks.
Tough break there. Now, one of the new things, obviously, even at this level here, at the D2 level, replay will be instituted. Obviously, no power here today, so not going to have that luxury if you're a coach. And that's one of those that, if you felt like maybe a guy got a fingertip on the ball, then you might have taken a peek at something like that. But obviously not a luxury here today with the power. But that is something we will talk about throughout the season.
They tested that in the spring game this year. It's pretty cool to watch the White Hats go over and look at it during the spring game.
So the Skyhawks with a fresh set of downs here after the roughing penalty. That's Quintravius Teasley in motion, straight ahead. Once again, not much there, though, at all. As the Skyhawks maybe pick up a half yard close to the 35, and that's it.
I like our front. It's kind of settled down a little bit after getting gashed a good bit. They're running back.
That's
down
Carnes,
with injury.
Yeah, that's Sensor Carnes who's grabbing that shin there. They'll come out and take a look at him right here. The clock stops in the second quarter. Again, we don't know exactly how much time, obviously. It's being kept on the field, and they're doing their best to relay it up to us. Officials time out here, though, as they check out Sensor Carnes, who we talked about is going to be a big factor for this point offense this year. He's up gingerly on his own power, hobbling off. As you see Coach Ziders there looking on.
Glad to see him be able to come off on his own wheel.
And so it will be second down and 9. They'll give him a yard on that last run. Again, Point University, Skyhawks, Appalachian Athletic Conference, NAI at a West Point, Georgia school right on the state line. You can pretty much throw a rock over to the Alabama side. And meanwhile, Valdosta State, as we know, NCAA Division II Gulf South Conference members. A little bit different look, as you talked about, with Showen, of course, being part of the conference now. The Blazers will travel there later this season. Pump fake. One-on-one, Emory Bryant covered up, though. Grabbing a little bit there along the sideline. A little hand check in there, but no penalty flags.
I think it might have been uncatchable, in my opinion, right there. You're right. They did have some contact right there about the pump fake. Good job by the Blazer secondary, though, keeping everything in front of you there. Number 31, Sean Coleman, Chattanooga Tech transfer, 6'1", 170-pound redshirt junior.
Yeah.
Cornerback position there.
One of those guys
man
we saw
coverage
last year. I mean,
yeah, he's in
Coleman.
man coverage there.
Coleman, one of the few names that we recognize from that deep. No more Jamion Gaskin. No more of those guys, that we've been accustomed to seeing over the last several years. Terrell Dudley, though, of course, a guy that certainly stands out. Who was here last year and a big part of what the success of this defense will be. Trying to throw that one out, in and out of the hands. Good coverage there again by Coleman, who basically was the shadow of the intended target for a point. Number 81 there against Sage Roche, the freshman wide receiver.
Blazers got tons of pressure right there. Brought a lot of pressure on that big third down. So may go more to a safe look here after coming off a roughing the punter penalty.
See if they bail out right here.
Watch them if you bail out here. Yep. Nope. They're bringing the house still.
Short punt though. Broussard tells everyone to get away from it. Still rolling around, will die down, and finally down right at the 37. So the Blazers will indeed be back on offense. Once again, another good job. Sometimes it can be really deflating, Taylor, after you make a big stop. You feel like you get them off the field. You have that rough of the punter, and then in this 85-degree heat, your defense has to go right back out there, but didn't phase them at all. Again, Coach Anderson's unit right at it.
Yeah, they did a good job there. Stopping the run, really forced them into some uncomfortable passing downs. Good job by the Blazer defense coming up strong there. Blazer offense going to take over again here. 1st and 10. Really saw a bunch of different running backs that last possession. Flowers back in here at running back position.
Opening week for the Valdosta State Blazers. And this time a little play action right here. All kinds of room. Sammy Edwards a run all the way. Makes a little move there and finally shoved out of bounds across the midfield stripe. And Edwards showing that he can get it done with his legs. He wasn't the quarterback out of the three on the depth chart that was probably going to be considered the most mobile.
Yeah, I'd say Darius.
Mobile,
Darius Ocean was probably that look. Maybe even Seth Smith. But good job there, Sammy. Quarterback run the whole time. There's the replay. Made a guy miss.
Showing you what he can do with his legs. And now Edwards with his arm. Going to toss this one out here. One-on-one. Flowers makes one-man miss. Two-man miss. Stays on his feet inside the 40. And right at the first down marker for Isaiah Flowers, who shows you how dangerous he is, not only as a runner, but as a pass catcher in space.
Yeah, anytime you got a guy that can get in the open field, catch it or run it, you got to account for him defensively, and he did a good job there doing so. They're going tempo quick here back to the line of scrimmage.
Trips to the far side. They'll throw it out there. Straight ahead, trying to make a man miss. Stays on his feet, does Cam Scott. 6'2", 180-pound junior. We talked about a transfer from Missouri, and again, the wide receiver making a big play there. Good blocking from the other wideouts down the field there. And we talked about it's pretty much a broken record. Everybody at this point we call just about's going to be transfer behind their name.
Yeah, that's right. Cam Smith handles the kick returning duties. That's usually a wide receiver, DB kind of position. Got to have good hands there. Made the open field catch. Able to get positive yards. Really, really short second and about. I know the screen says 3, but it's about 1 yard.
Edwards going to fire this one out of the backfield. Flowers again, first down and more. Puts his shoulder down and buries his way to the 22. Again, Larkin, the middle linebackers, made a couple of stops on this series. He's definitely a sideline-to-sideline linebacker for the Skyhawks, but the Blazers once again are on the move.
Probably about midway through the second, maybe a little less than midway, I would think. Do not have play clock or game clock here at the stadium. No power at the stadium, so that's why you're not seeing a game clock there on your screen. Blazers are driving. That is one thing for sure. Getting close to the red zone.
Council Allen in motion once again. Going to fire near side. Oh, that one batted down right at the line. Big play there by Big number 44, Cortez Thomas, the junior linebacker, came shooting through there that time. Got a hand on it.
Yeah, when you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, make a deflection, disrupt that passing lane. Good job by that young man doing just that.
Yeah, Thomas, good-looking athlete, 6'4", 240, right up the road out of Cordele, Georgia, Crisp County High School, right on I-75. So 2nd down and 10. Ball just outside the 20. Blazers trying to tack on another, up 21-0. Twins left and right. Flowers the lone back. Play action over the middle's got a man there. Council Allen to the turf and the catch inside the 10-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, Council made that happen right there. The ball was thrown behind him. Stutter stepped a little bit just to be able to open his body up. Here's the replay. Watch it. Ball's going to be thrown a little bit behind. Nope, no replay. thought we were going to here it is.
There we go.
And
we'll stuck there. We'll get back to it here in a minute.
Anyway, Council Allen did a good job slowing down, opening his body up. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him. Going to be 1st and goal for the Blazers.
Xavier Williams wide near side. Edwards looks the other way. Oh, intercepted. Intercepted and now off and running. And that was, again, 14 Thomas on the coverage there, but 44 again. Cortez Thomas with the interception there. The big man who batted the ball down a play or two before that and then comes up with the pick. And Edwards again inside the red zone, 2nd time today. Point defense able to turn the Blazers away.
Just didn't see him. He was intended receiver right there. It looked like Council Allen just did not see the linebacker getting some depth there and threw it right to him.
Yep. And a learning moment once again for Sammy Edwards, and the time will come. Again, making his first start here today. He's been he's not new, certainly, to the program. He has had playing time and has been here, but again, making that transition, it's not always an easy one. A lot of adversity this week as well. Taking a shot right here. That one a little high. Big shot over on the far sideline there. A nice job by Sutherland. And guy we haven't talked a lot about here today, Caleb Sutherland, one of those starting corners there. 187-pound grad transfer out of Toledo with the big hit over there on the far side.
Really strong throw there by the Skyhawks quarterback. Man-to-man coverage up top there, just a little bit too high. You had to go up to get it. Really just came down, made a big hit there for the Blazer defense.
We talked about Austin Adcock, 6'2", 270 pounds, sophomore. After that opening drive by Mitch Gossett, we've seen Adcock the rest of the way here. Going to try to load up, take a shot. That one knocked away. Great coverage that time. As 23, again, Brian Broussard was able to get his hand in there and break that one up.
Another grad transfer, 5'11", 180 pound. Recognized what was happening, got his hand in there, did not pull him. A lot of times you'll see that DB yank on him with the left hand while he's trying to get the right hand out there. Good job by Broussard not doing so, breaking up the play. Going to bring up, it is 2nd, right? Yeah, 2nd down.
So, yeah, Cameron Leach, offensive lineman, down for
Watch
point.
the replay here.
Yep, got the hand in there and broke it up. Again, Cameron Leach, sophomore, 6'4", 260, is the injured Skyhawk as they attend to him. And we talked about it, talking to Coach Jack prior to the season. I mean, he mentioned that the job that Brandon Anderson, defensive coordinator, has done with this unit. And when I talked to him a week or so ago, we were, he was like, look, I'll be honest with you. I can't really throw you a lot of names at this point of guys to watch because we've had so many different guys. There's really like about 14 guys that are in the normal rotation, particularly in that front 7. And, again, just a phenomenal job to be able to bring this bunch together because that's the one thing about the portal. You bring a lot of guys in.
You don't
haven't
know.
played together. They
Never
haven't really gelled, So.
Yeah, and he did mention camp this year. Fall camp was pretty tough. It was physical. Some of these guys may not have been used to the heat and humidity that Valdosta State has, so getting to see them here in action, watch how they gel. When you bring a bunch of people together, you're absolutely right, that aren't used to playing together, you don't know where they're going to be or what page they're going to be on, and seems to be defense is finding some common ground.
3rd down and 10. Adcock loading up under pressure will go down. back inside the 15. Wow, what a job there. The pressure from behind by James Watts. Again, Watts, the 6'3", 255-pounder out of Ackworth. The Elon transfer with the sack. You see him coming off the edge right there, beating the tackle again. It's big 78, Jacob Brown, the 290-pound freshman out there on the edge.
His name's not on the too deep, but I guess it might be after today. Done a good job getting pressure and pressuring the quarterback, forcing a punt.
Low snap, gets it out of there, though. Let's see if Broussard, he's going to signal for the fair catch, and will make it right at the 43 of point. So, again, a short field for the Blazers to work with here before the half. Turned away twice today inside the red zone. Otherwise, that 21-0 score could be a lot more.
Looked like that was Zay Williams on the kick return there. 82, Xavier Williams.
Back there, yep.
Yeah, 6 foot, 180 grad transfer from Alabama, previous school, Alabama.
Yep. A few SEC guys. I mean, a lot of different guys from all across the
They've
country.
had Missouri.
Yep.
Had a Missouri defensive lineman last year.
Yep.
Another one this year, looks like.
One of the receivers we talked about there, again, Cam Scott, Missouri as well. So now the Blazer offense back to work here. And on the ground, that's Watts.
Good cut.
Far side, makes a move. 30, still on his feet, and powers his way inside the 20-yard line before he's finally stood up.
Great field vision. Good job cutting in the hole, really. Good job bouncing to the outside there. Positive yards. Fighting for playing time. Here's a replay of it. Watch him get in the hole and make a cut. Watch it. Perfect angle here. Boom, get outside right there. Make a man miss, and then it's get your athletes in space and let them do their thing.
An offense that averaged 476 yards a game last year, but a much different looking offense this year, but still same results here early. Watts again on the ground. One cut. Unable to break it outside this time, broke back into the middle, but ran into a wall there and stood up after a short gain.
Really could use a game clock at the moment. I feel like we're getting
to
close.
Know
yeah,
exactly,
I feel like we're getting close.
Yeah, Devin Hannon, we talked about there in your frame, 6'4", 293. Again, that offensive line doing well here today. Jordan Taylor in there right now at guard out of Mableton. Some good depth across the offensive line. One thing Coach Jack really wanted to try to build in the offseason. And over the middle there, just beyond the outstretched fingertips of Ted Hurst, falls incomplete. And now it will be third down. You can see Eston Field warming up over there on the sideline. You got to wonder, time winding down right here if they don't make this third down play here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that what we're up by is 4 down territory here, but especially with Theo and his range, he's definitely within field goal range here. If you don't get the first down here, let's say in the first half, take the points. Second half is when you go for it.
BK Smith in the slot to the near side. Let's see where they decide to go here on this 3rd down and 7. Low snap, but Edwards keeps it clean, looking. Eyes downfield, going to step up and run. Makes a move. Will have the 5-yard line, stays on his feet, and a good open field tackle right there by Kier Thomas, the DB, who might have saved a touchdown. But how about Sammy showing off the wheels here today?
Yeah, so we were sending everybody really on go routes. It appears, watch it here. Everybody's going deep. Watch them. Everybody's deep, clearing out. Everybody's got their back. Sammy makes the guy miss. Keep your eyes downfield. Nothing but open space in front of you.
How about the elusiveness here, making guys miss today? Sammy Edwards again, a lot to prove himself.
Ivory-esque.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Keep it on the ground. Isaiah Flowers stood up right at the 3 and driven backwards. But still in a great position right here to put points on the board. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, 2nd and goal, going to be from around the 3-yard line. You know, I feel like we are getting close. I'm sorry to say that, but
no, they don't look like they're in too much of a hurry though.
No,
so maybe not quite as close as we think.
Still got 2 timeouts. Blazers do. Obviously, don't want to leave too much time on the clock if it isn't close, or if it is close.
Noah Gillen, the tight end, wide to the near side. Again, off the edge right here. Edwards going to throw it. Corner, he's got a man. Touchdown. Flags down, though. Behind the line of scrimmage, we'll have to check that. It may have been a hit on the quarterback, though. Hands to the face.
I feel like it might be hands to the face on our offense.
Well, no one's celebrating too much right here, so
yeah,
you may be right.
Point University player had his helmet off, so send that around the line of scrimmage too. So
yeah, this would be a big penalty right here. You had 2nd and goal at the 3, and now if that's the case, you're going to be well outside your own 15 here.
Holding.
Now they're going to, yep. So that's going to back up the play right here for sure, and that would have been a touchdown. Boy, BK. Maybe a little rub route there, as they call it, to get a little crossover there to get to spring the get the separation.
Yeah, the holding call. Point player had his helmet off right around the line of scrimmage, so thought it might have been that, but going to take the points off the board for the Blazers. BK Smith was the touchdown receiver there. So
50 touchdowns last year from this offense, 29 of them through the air. Just 63%, though, in the red zone. I'd like to be a little bit more than that. Of course, today they've been turned away twice in the red zone already. Straight ahead.
Yeah.
How about that?
Flowers.
Walks it in. Isaiah Flowers, touchdown.
Yeah, Flowers. About a 13-yard rushing touchdown there by Isaiah Flowers. Was 2nd and goal after a big penalty. Good job by that young man getting upfield, finding the hole.
Well, he was the one that had a lot of attention. Of course, Coach Jack carrying him with him to Gulf South Conference Media Days.
Yeah, here we go.
See the blocking up front here. You see those big guys pulling.
Boom.
Yep.
Right up the gut. Good job.
And movement up front. And they're going to blow that PAT dead. Got just a little bit too far and made the contact. And they're going to have to re-kick this one here unless they decide to try to tack on 2. But talking it over right here. But what a job, though. You know, after the penalty, they get backed up, but a great play call. You saw those interior guys pulling around. A lot of time those linebackers are reacting to where those guards are going, and it just kind of cleared a hole. I mean, they got Flowers on the quick hitter right up the middle.
Good vision by Flowers.
Fielder remained perfect on the afternoon, and he does so. 4 for 4, 28-0 here before the half. Valdosta State extends their lead over Point. And offensively, defensively, everything going right for the most part here in this first half for the home team. Meanwhile, Point, again, hanging in there. They've had a couple of, turnovers there and have been able to turn the Blazers away in the red zone a couple of times. But now they've got to find some offense to try to climb their way back into this one.
Really pleased there by the way the Blazer defense played that last possession. Gave up some big gashes there in the first quarter, and really came back and we really held them to their side of the field majority of the game. I think they've crossed much at all.
And according to the reports, we're getting right at about 2 minutes here left in this first half. So obviously the Blazers weren't in a hurry much on that last series there. Again, not up to the line quickly, trying to run as much of that clock out as possible to limit Point's chances of a score here before the half.
Botsford's going to be doing the kicking here.
So here we go. Looks
a good size for a kicker.
Yep. Big kid. We saw him make a tackle on a kickoff earlier there.
We did.
Not afraid to get in there and mix it up.
I love that. I love when a kicker makes a tackle.
Here's Emery Bryant from the 2. Very dangerous return guy, but he is bottled up, hemmed in inside the 20. Won't make it there.
Really ran right into the back of his own player there. Going to be a late hit penalty flag coming out of nowhere there.
Yep. Wow. We talk about the landscape of college football, and of course at the D1 level, a lot of changes with the conferences coming, and
it's happening
all
here
those
too.
Different things, and it's happening here as well. And we talk about the turnover in the roster. Another big story this weekend. How about Colorado? Coach Prime, the Buffs getting a big win over TCU, fresh off a national championship game appearance, 45-42 today. A lot of folks are going to be talking about that.
Continuously. talking about it.
You're not gonna hear the end of it, and you're gonna hear a lot of it from Coach Prime himself.
Yeah. So the 15-yard penalty, going to bring the ball out to the 38-yard line. No, excuse me, 33-yard line. So just right at the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Blazers are leading 28-0.
Once again, that's Austin Adcock who will stay in there for a point. That's Jordan Turner, the wide out, in motion, comes back out. And got to flip this one here, trying to turn the corner again. Trey Engel, a freshman running back out of Mobile, picks up a few yards there. Parker, again, the linebacker on the stop for the Blazers. Kennedy Parker, another transfer from Georgia Military, 6'1", 200-pound senior they really like.
Point going hurry up here.
Another pitch here. Engel, once again, not success though this time, though he lost a yard, it looks like, on that play.
Jamari Jones right there, penetration number 91, 6'1", 290-pound junior. Got upfield, recognized the tempo, and made a good stop.
Yeah, Blazers called a timeout.
Be about a 2-yard loss. Yeah, I like that. Make them.
You got your timeout, you got a chance to get the ball back here.
You do.
You never know.
You never know what can happen. Third down here.
Well, you look 28. It's not an insurmountable lead.
No, it's not. You want to get every point you can, especially this. You want every snap you can get this early in the year. You want to get your guys in a rhythm, get them understanding the offense, get them understanding the defense.
Point again, as we talked about, outgained last week, 424 to 257. You got that big offensive line, though. Last year, 4-7 overall, 3-2 in the conference. They actually started the season 0-5, but won 3 out of 4 late in the season behind the arm of Mitch Gossett, who we saw start this game here today. He only averaged 19 points to a game last year offensively, so trying to turn that around here again. Trevor Ziders, as we talked about, second-year head coach, 5th head coach in point program history, an alum of West Virginia, where he played inside linebacker and was also a long snapper. So here's 3rd down and 7. Out of the gun, Adcock over the middle, throws it behind the intended target, and now that's going to draw a flag there.
Yeah, that's not really necessary.
Again, that was looked like Dakota Fishback, maybe? Was that who that was, the intended target there? But the pass was behind him, but again, the big hit there.
Number 30.
Yeah. Pair of flags down here. The officials are going to talk things over, and it's one of those things where, if the ball's on target, the intention, of course, is to knock the ball loose. I think that was probably the intention, but nonetheless, though, it's kind of hard to hold up in that situation, but it is what it is. If it indeed was to the head and neck area there.
We don't have replay for today, too, so not sure how that would play into this decision. They're going to talk about it, though. Lots of time being taken here.
So we talked about our crew here today. Eddie Smith, the man under the white cap today, from the Gulf South Conference. And here we go. Yep, ineligible player. So offsetting fouls there, and that bails the Blazers out a little bit.
It does. That's one of the most annoying things to me about football, though. Again, I know it saved the Blazers there, but a 5-yard penalty offsetting a 15-yard penalty.
I'm with you. I've always kind of thought about that. I'm like, they don't, penalties obviously trump each other like that.
That's
but
right. But good thing there. No disqualification there on the Blazer defense. So going to replay the down, learn from the mistake.
3rd and 7. Blazers allowed 45% on 3rd down last year, as Taylor mentioned earlier, over the middle, and that one knocked away and nearly intercepted, but flags fly in the back end there, and it looks like they got a hold there on the Blazers, number 36 there. Looks like Akil Lampley, the linebacker who we talked a lot about last year. Got some of that jersey there, it looks like, maybe.
It's never the hand that blocks the ball, right? It's hard sometimes for the back judge to see that, so sometimes you'll see it coming from the sideline. It's going to be a PI against the Blazers. It's that left hand usually. Yep. Well, if he blocked it with his left hand there, so it was that right hand on that play that really hooked him. So 2 big penalties. Well, the first set of penalties was declined, or offsetting. So this big penalty here going to bring up a first down. And then there was a chance to get off the field too. Had 3rd down. Fresh set of downs here for the Skyhawks.
Yep. Brandon Anderson's defense we talked about has been able to respond to the challenges here today and overcome. Adcock is hit and dropped. Now that time never really got set. A big rush from the beginning on that one. And not much Adcock could do. Big Blount again shooting through there off the edge. Number 97, one of the first guys there on that one.
Boom, look at that penetration up front. Just
stunt,
putting the guys on skates. Great job by the Blazer front right there.
A point unable to pick up the blitz on that one. There you get a look at him again. You know, we talk a lot. I mean, it's a revamp. Jaden Blount against 6'2", 244. Redshirt sophomore out of Augusta, Georgia. With the penetration here today. 3 or 4 sacks in this first half for this Blazer defense. So 2nd down and 17 going to wind up here. Throws one. This is a jump ball, and it's going to be caught or intercepted.
Somebody caught it.
And that ball is going to be, well, the Blazers say they have it. Emory Bryant, the talented receiver, thought he had it in his hands. Tie goes to the receiver, but who ripped that ball out of there? It is going to be point football. So they are going to say it's going to be a grab for Emory Bryant, who went up between 2 players.
He did.
And somehow pulled that ball down again. And not a very big guy, just 5'9", 165 pounds, was able to wrestle that ball away. And what a field flipper right there.
Everybody was licking their chops. Watch how high this ball is thrown. Out of your screen there. Oh, just in between 2 Blazers. And it's really just a fight for it there. But don't want to give up points here late, excuse me.
And flags can fly in there, a hold there. Coleman on the coverage there with Bryant. And that was a pretty obvious one there as the flag came flying out. Bryant faked the post there, tried to do a little post corner move, and Coleman grabbed a hold of him on the way by there. So again, right here at the end of this first half, Blazers lead at 28-0, but point threatening for their first points of the afternoon, trying to stay in this ball game.
I feel like we got to be inside of about a minute here.
Yep.
If not less than 30 seconds.
Yep. Now, you look back at that play there and you think, wow, you know, usually when a guy comes out of the pile with it and they have it, it's hard to make that determination unless you're standing right next to that play.
Yeah, as soon as you hit the ground with the ball in possession, it's a down play, and we wrestled it out of his hands while we're on the ground. So
what a nice job, though, by Emory Bryant, though. Somehow or another able to make that grab, as we talked about, with 2 defenders in position, too, to make the interception. Right here at the end of the half.
Yeah, a lot of discussions here.
Again, Greg Forrest, the offensive coordinator for Point. The associate head coach as well, dialing it up right here. You're going to have to try to loosen up this Blazer defense a little bit in the second half. But trying to steal a few points here right before the half. And now after a long discussion, we're ready to play again.
Moved it forward just a little bit more.
Yep. So 1st and goal for Point. Time winding down here in this second quarter. Again, you're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation here on Flow Sports. Appreciate you guys joining us here on the opening full weekend of college football. Adcock under pressure, throwing towards the sideline. That one knocked away. Intended for Quintravius Teasley, but Brian Broussard was there right at the goal line to bat that one away.
Called Broussard's name a good bit today defensively. Did a good job there. Man-to-man coverage, just trying to get across the goal line and fit something in there. He did a good job going up, blocking that out. Here's a replay of that. Watch him go up here and knock this ball out of play. Boom. Good job.
Now let's see, you know, the Skyhawks have turned away the Blazers inside the red zone twice today with interceptions. Let's see if the Blazers can make a stop right here and keep Point out. Adcock, oh, big hit from behind. He'll go down. Terrell Dudley all over that one, came unblocked off the edge and right into the back of Adcock, who's still down.
Yeah, quarterback's hurt. That was unblocked, just full speed.
And a timeout going to be called right here anyway by Point to keep the clock stopped. Adcock will have to come out for a play right here, and so now Mitch Gossett will start loosening up again to come back in.
Watch him right here, going to come right off the right side. Just speed, dipping under that block, the speed there just kills. And Coach talked about it. You said we're going to be a little bit more speedy than we have been in the past defensively. Can't teach speed.
Yeah, Jacob Brown, left tackle there. He's given up a couple here today. That time got just a little flat-footed. Dudley, again, a linebacker off the edger with a little bit more speed and was able to just kind of duck under that block. And so now you see the Blazer defense trying to rally over here, trying to make a stop. Most important thing right now, obviously, is the health of Austin Adcock, because he did take a big shot there. But he's up and breathing over on the near sideline, catching his breath. He may have just got the wind knocked out of him. And again, he appears to be okay, so he may be going in right after this next play here. Of course, he'll have to come out for the one. But again, Michael Johnson, the big 6'2", 345-pound guard out of Collins Hill High School, also off for this next play as well, trying to keep the rotation going along the offensive line. It's hot today, even though it's a little cloudier and a breeze at times. I mean, the field temperature is still well in the mid-80s, if not higher. And again, we talked about the depth along the offensive line for the Blazers this year. Very important, particularly for those big guys on both sides, to be able to rotate.
Defensively, too. We've mixed in 3 or 4 different sets of defensive linemen and fronts there. Just trying to keep as many guys fresh and getting as many reps as possible up front.
10 seconds left here from what we understand in the half. So this may very well be the last offensive snap if they don't get in here.
You got one more timeout. They got one more timeout, so they could still call timeout if they don't get in here.
Yeah, if they don't get in here, they may have to kick a field goal, though. And here's Gossett going to throw a pass. Has a man complete. Dances, stays on his feet, but out of bounds, and can't be any more now than about 5 seconds. Stroops, again, the corner, pushed him out over the far sideline. They will go ahead and burn their last timeout anyway right here, even though he went out of bounds. And, again, it may be field goal time here, down 28-0, and they may just go for it. It does look like they are bringing out Christian Seha, though, the kicker.
I think I heard the sidelines yelling field goal, so it's not always the case. But, yeah, they're going to take the points here, or at least attempt the points here in the first half. Going to be a 27-yard field goal from the right hash.
Well, what a first half, though, either way, depending on how it turns out. Blazer defense still coming up with a big play there to stop them, and you turn them away. And your impression of the first half so far? I mean, 28 points. They've been turned away twice. Could have been more than that, but, again, a pretty good first half out of the gate, especially with the disruptions this week.
I agree. Defensively, we've done a good job getting penetration, keeping them on their heels. Quarterback's really uncomfortable. Both quarterbacks seem to be uncomfortable for the Skyhawks. Offensively, you got to expect first-time starter for the Blazers and Sammy to be a little nervous. Did throw those 2 interceptions in the first half, but I like how we ran the ball. We did a good job running the ball, mixing in 2 or 3 different running backs. And we've got 2 or 3 different guys on the perimeter that can catch the football too. So I like the balance we've got. We'll try to get you those stats, first half stats here in a little bit if we have them. Somebody was keeping up with those earlier.
So 4 seconds left from what we understand. Final play. And the 27-yard field goal attempt from Christian Seha is good. And so Point will end the first half with points on the board. 28-3 now your score. And we have reached the half as the teams are waved off to their locker rooms. 28-3 Blazers again. A couple of touchdowns in that first quarter. One on the ground by Isaiah Flowers, and then another rushing touchdown from Isaiah in that second quarter. Meanwhile, Sammy Edwards in his first start getting it done as well. 28-3. We'll step aside and be back with more from half here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on the Flow Sports Network.
Sell online tickets directly from your school's website. Scan digital or printed tickets with the Hometown Gate app. And get immediate access to ticket revenue with real-time reporting at no cost to your school. It's that easy to bring touchless ticketing to your hometown. Hometown. Fast scans, happy fans.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
And we welcome you back inside our broadcast booth, Bazemore Hyder Stadium here in Titletown, USA, Valdosta, Georgia. Again, it has been a week of adversity for the Blazers as Hurricane Idalia, of course, moved through on Wednesday. The eye of the hurricane at one point directly over the city. Power outages still widespread and a lot of damage here just outside the gates of Bazemore Hyder Stadium. Once again, our thoughts and prayers with those affected by the devastating impact of this storm. Power crews continuing to work within eyesight of our position here at the stadium. And I asked Coach Tremaine Jackson prior to the game, Coach, how much of a distraction has it been? How have your guys been able to remain focused? And he was very positive, saying that his guys have really stepped up. Obviously, no work on Wednesday as of course, the focus and attention was placed on the campus and the community and everyone rallying together, but they were able to get in a little bit of work on Thursday and Friday. Of course, an indoor meeting earlier today as the power came on over at the Fieldhouse facility. Still not here at the stadium. It's been very spotty all around, but we do want to, of course, extend our heartfelt thanks to all the power crews, all the first responders, a lot of folks, of course, working as we speak here in Valdosta, and just an amazing opportunity for these players to continue to be able to play this game today, because there were a lot of, it was really in doubt throughout the week here. But as you look out and you see the stadium, fans still here, football still being played, as we talked about, no scoreboard, no internet, no music, PA announcers, bands, again, no replays on the video boards, no air conditioning in the locker rooms. Joking around with some of the point coaches when they arrived today, I guess they were saying, well, I guess that means we have no air conditioning in the locker room. I was like, no, I don't believe so. No lights in the restrooms, et cetera, et cetera. But again, nonetheless, the opening week of college football season, and we are here with you again. Dave Garner back with you here at the half. Valdosta State leading 28-3 over Point at the break. Let's recap the scoring real quick for you again. Isaiah Flowers getting the Blazers on the board in that first quarter after they were turned away on their opening drive with an interception at the 2-yard line by Point. Blazers were able to get the ball back, and Isaiah Flowers able to punch it in from a couple yards out to make it 7-0. And then on the next series, B.K. Smith, all preseason conference receiver for the Blazers, gets in the end zone, a dime from Sammy Edwards, making his first start today, and it was 14-0 Blazers. And then right at the end of the first quarter, 7-yard touchdown run by Sammy, who takes it in himself for the 21-0 lead. A little bit later on in the second quarter, Isaiah Flowers with a 13-yard touchdown run after a penalty negated another touchdown, making it 28-0. There was another interception in the red zone in between that. So the score, again, for the Blazers could have put up a lot more points. I'm sure that's the conversation there. But again, the walk-off field goal by Christian Sehoff for the Point Skyhawks right there before the half, 28-3, as they very much remain in this ball game. It's still a long way to go, a whole another half to play who knows what can happen. We do want to make mention as well, congratulations to Herb Reinhardt, the athletic director here at Valdosta State, just a couple of weeks ago, announcing his retirement effective June 30th. Again, Dr. Carvajal and everyone here at Valdosta State very appreciative of what Herb has done over his 30-plus years as athletic director here, and we'll talk a lot about that throughout the season as we go along there, but we do want to congratulate Herb on that announcement that just came recently, and appreciate all of his support, of course, over the years, and appreciate you guys being with us here today. Once again, our initial broadcast, if you will, on Flow Sports this year for the Blazer Sports Media Group, and again, a great job in the first half. Looking forward to an excellent second half as well. We'll go ahead and take another timeout and come back with much more. Again, it's the Blazers up on the Skyhawks here from Bazemore Hyder at the half.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me. It's so easy. Get out your own way. Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun? I don't.
Ride, slide, and explore this summer at Wild Adventures. Enjoy new Oasis Outpost and cool off in Splash Island Water Park. Save on tickets at wildadventures.com.
Wherever potential leads you next, get there with speed. Get there with scale. Get there with a bank you trust. Synovus. Get there.
I chose VSU because of the small community.
Out of all of the colleges that I toured, I really felt drawn to VSU.
I felt like a Blazer after the first week.
I was able to meet people who are really like-minded with me.
They want you to reach out to them if you have any questions. They want you to know that they're there for you.
Welcome to the Harley Langdale Junior College of Business.
Back here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium again. We appreciate you guys being with us. 28-3. Blazers lead it at the half over the Point University Skyhawks. Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle. as we continue with you right here again, this Blazer Sports Media presentation on Flow Sports and vstateblazers.com. Again, Taylor, we talked about it. Again, first half, just recap the scoring there. We're trying to get a few stats as we talked about, of course, the power out today. So, again, a lot of manual things happening here today. We'll do our best to keep you up to date there. But, again, looking back at that first half, again, a lot to talk about, particularly for the Blazers who got the ground game going early. And then Edwards able to have some success through the air as well.
Yeah, I got the stats here pulled up. They are working. Leading receivers. Council Allen, 5 receptions, 65 yards. Ted Hurst has 1 snag for 29. B.K. Smith, 1 for 28. Rushing, Isaiah Flowers is your leading rusher, 7 attempts for 54 yards. Sammy, 6 attempts, 50 yards. Watts, 4 attempts, 36 yards. Passing, Sammy is 12 for 19. He does have 2 interceptions, though. Let's see here. Defensively, let's get some leading tacklers. Dudley, Jones, each have 3. Dudley's got 1 for the 7-yard. I think that was the big sack he had there on that last possession. Made up most of those yards. Offensively for point, leading receiver for them is Bryant with 43 yards on his 1 big reception. That was the one big one right there. In the,
he was able to wrestle away in coverage there. Yeah.
Their leading rusher, Carnes, and number 24 for them.
Yep.
Adcock has been leading the passing. He's 2 for 11. He did through the 1 interception to the Blazers on that tip play. First downs, Blazers have 17 first downs compared to just 7 for point. Rushing attempts, both have had 19. Blazers 147 yards on the ground to points 47 yards. Passing, Blazers have 165 yards through the air against points 48. Penalties pretty even. They're 60 yards for the Blazers, 41 for the Skyhawks. So third down efficiency, Blazers are 50%. Point is 1 for 7 on third down. Neither team is a fourth down try.
So there you go, kind of packaged up for you there in that first half. As we talked about the other night, most of the conference teams kicked off on Thursday night, with the exception of West Florida, who played last night, a Friday night tilt there against Kentucky Wesleyan. West Florida, again, all over that one there. A couple of teams playing some FCS. Shorter against Samford, but fell in that one there. And, of course, North Greenville just edged by Charleston Southern 13-10, if that's any indication of how good North Greenville is going to be this year. Mississippi College edging Kaiser, another NAIA, again, powerhouse there, 17-14. Delta State, a lot of big things expected out of the Statesmen this year, 48-20 over Missouri S&T. West Alabama falling to Angelo State 38-14, and West Georgia a winner over Limestone 21-19 as they get the victory there. And that's a look at the Gulf South Conference in the opening week of the college football season. Meanwhile, here at the half, the Blazers, the only other piece to that Gulf South puzzle, still outstanding, but so far so good, 28-3 at the half as they lead it over point. We'll go ahead and step aside, 2-minute break, and then back with more from Bazemore Hyder Stadium. You're listening to this Blazer Sports Media presentation on Flow Sports.
Houston Clinic's history with Valdosta began over 40 years ago with Doctors Champ Baker and Kurt Jacobson on the sidelines with the Valdosta State Blazers. We've been there through VSU's 4 NCAA Division National Championships and 9 Gulf South Conference Championships. And we're still here today on the field providing VSU athletes with immediate sideline coverage. Congratulations, Valdosta State Blazers, for over 40 years of exceptional football.
A small town with big energy, a little bit of thrill, and a whole lot of chill. Explore wide open spaces and unexpected places. Met with friendly smiles and views for miles. Welcome to Valdosta. An amazing vacation is waiting for you.
I chose VSU because of the small community.
Out of all of the colleges that I toured, I really felt drawn to VSU.
I felt like a Blazer after like the first week.
I was able to meet people who are really like-minded with me.
They want you to reach out to them if you have any questions. They want you to know that they're there for you.
Welcome to the Harley Langdale Junior College of Business.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me. It's so easy. Get out your own way. Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun?
Back here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium, again, Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle as we get set for the second half here. Again, the specialist back out on the field, and the Blazers back out on the far end as well, getting some stretching in here as we take you right up until kickoff of the second half. Appreciate you guys being with us. Again, we talked about the rule changes coming in, coaching challenges. Obviously not here today with the power off, so again, that capability not on the field here, but that is something we'll be talking about throughout the season there. If you win a challenge, you get another. Also, the big thing is the clock doesn't stop after a first down anymore like it used to. Outside of 2 minutes. Inside 2 minutes, they still stop the clock there. Again, with the power out today, we're not exactly sure how much time from play to play is on the clock. We'll do the best we can to relay that information to you right there, but we do appreciate you guys, appreciate your patience here. And as power is slowly restored here in the Valdosta community, of course, the Blazers will be back here in a couple of weeks. As they take on Kaiser University next week on the road at Albany State, as that rivalry is renewed. A new coaching staff at Albany State, so again, a lot of unknowns there, but good to see those two playing football again. Meanwhile, Point University next week against Thomas University, a new school starting up football there. So again, the Skyhawks will return home next week. Of course, they were at home last week. They're again. Competition with Bethel University, the number 8 team in NAI, a close game at halftime, but really outscored in the second half of that ball game, 51-13 the final here. Down 28-3 at this one in the first half, but still plenty of football left to play, and as we talked about, still a lot of unknowns, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, the most irrelevant thing in football is the score at halftime, right? We've always talked about that, Dave, and you really got to come out the second half and really watch the first half if you weren't playing like you wanted to offensively or weren't playing like you wanted to defensively, or if you were playing like you wanted to, you got to keep it up. So score at halftime is highly irrelevant usually in football, and so 28-3 is not a lead that is anything you sit on. Keep doing what we're doing, run the football, let's pass the football, let's get into some situations that make Point uncomfortable, and let's get some pressure on their quarterback.
Absolutely. Again, no Blazing Brigade marching band today. No Point University marching Skyhawks today. So, unfortunately, no full halftime show like we would be accustomed to seeing at this point in this show. And so, again, we've kind of had to talk through it a little bit. We do apologize for that. But, again, as we work our way throughout the season, we will be bringing you more conventional, traditional halftime, in-game entertainment, you name it, the whole deal, field goal kicking contest and all those fun mascot type things. So
yeah,
didn't have it today,
hopefully we can get another $10,000 winner.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that from a couple years ago?
Yeah, the butt pass kicking, all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if they're doing that again this year, but the stuff at halftime, and the Student of Life does such a good job of making the atmosphere here at Bazemore Hyder so fun to come to. But yeah, just a little bit different this year for this game up front because of the problems we're having here in this town this week. Hats off to everybody in the athletic department and Jamie's staff with the Blazer Media group for bringing this coverage to you today. So really thankful to be here for college football. One thing is always said is college football has a way of uniting people, and even in the wake of what the town's been going through here, it's proven today that we can pull it together.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and step away one more time. Second half kickoff coming up. When we return, stay with us. Blazers up 28-3 on the Blazer Sports Media on Flow Sports Network.
Sell online tickets directly from your school's website. Scan digital or printed tickets with the Hometown Gate app. And get immediate access to ticket revenue with real-time reporting at no cost to your school. It's that easy to bring touchless ticketing to your hometown. Hometown. Fast scans, happy fans.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Back here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium again, we appreciate you guys being with us. Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle as we get set for the second half of action here as part of the Blazer Sports Media on Flow Sports. Appreciate you guys being with us. Temperature still very hot here in the afternoon. Originally a 7 o'clock kickoff, moved up to 3 p.m. to accommodate, of course, the lack of lights due to the power. So again, having to get this contest in during the daylight. It's been somewhat cloudy today, but it hasn't really cooled things off too much. A little breeze blowing, intermittently, not as much as we'd like up here in the exposed top of the press box.
Yeah,
but
the cloud covers is the key part there.
Yeah.
Wind is okay, but cloud cover, you look in the end zones and see the flags are still kind of whipping a little bit over there.
Botsford puts his foot into it to open up the second half. Emory Bryant, again, the dangerous return man, as we've talked about. Outside the 20, he's got a lane this time. Watch out, 35-40, midfield and more. Off to the races, Emory Bryant down the sideline will take it to the house. Wow, what a return. We've seen Emory Bryant do that before. Had a touchdown receiving last week and is great in the return game. And now all of a sudden the momentum sharply turns toward the visitors after that opening play of the second half.
It looked like we had two defenders that got bunched up right behind each other on the right side. Here's the replay of that. You're going to get a good view of it right here. About right here, you see two right there beside each other. And really just a good return man can pop that to the outside. Goes 99 yards for the close to 99. I think he's about on the two-yard line maybe.
So here's Christian Seha, again the lefty, low liner, but was able to squeeze it through there. And it's 28-10, so a quick answer right there out of the locker room for Coach Trevor Ziders and his Skyhawks as they try to climb their way back into this ball game, and a good start here.
Special teams are always that element that just really, no matter how big or how small your school is, if they got playmakers over there, they can. And Coach said pregame, I asked him earlier. I said, "What do you like about this other team?" And he says he says they do really good job at special teams, and Point showed it right there with their return game. He's had two of those today. He broke one out to around midfield. We were able to stand tall and force a punt, I believe, but. Dangerous, as you mentioned, as he caught the ball earlier, he was, and got ahead of steam and really showed his speed and his skills there. So Blazers need to settle down here.
Not a very big guy. Again, 5'9", 165. The seniors we talked about out of Birmingham, Alabama. The big return there, as you mentioned, close to 99 yards there. And obviously not the way that Coach Tremaine Jackson of this Blazer team wanted to start the second half. And just enough from Point to kind of keep the pressure on a little bit. You got to remember the Blazers were turned away twice in the red zone in that first half with no points. And so they look at that score now and they think, man, we could very well be up big in this game. Seha again puts his left foot into it. And this one will be returnable for Cam Scott. Breaks it to the near sideline. Flag comes flying in from behind as Scott is tackled and wrapped up right at the 27. Finley down on special teams for the tackle. Let's check the penalty marker.
Yeah, we'll see what the penalty is. Right around the 21-yard line. They are pointing towards the Blazer return team there, so probably going to back this up a little bit, see what Eddie Smith has to say about it. Holding.
Yep. Well, point has come alive. Their sideline has now got a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm over here. Of course, our broadcast position is kind of behind the visiting section, and again, no fans over here. Everyone over on the home side today because of the restrooms not having power and concessions, of course, and all those things. So from a crowd standpoint, there's not a lot going on over here, but you can really hear the sideline because of that, and those guys have a lot of renewed enthusiasm and energy, so it's really going to be up to the Blazers to kind of match that over on the other side and have something positive happen here. If they go 3 and out or a situation like that here early, all of a sudden, this game is very much in doubt at that point.
Yeah, you want to sustain a drive here. Long drive's going to squash any kind of momentum. Get some positive plays. Don't get into 3rd and longs.
Well, Sammy Edwards to work, looking, nowhere to go. Now trying to put it up here. Just going to have to tuck it, run it, shoved out of bounds. Very minimal gain right here. Good coverage in the back end of that point secondary. He was trying to motion for Hurst to kind of run out and clear out more to give Sammy room to run.
Yeah, rolling the opposite side of his body. Good job by not doing anything, not forcing anything. That'd be a bad spot to try to force something in there this close to our own goal line. Live to fight another day. 2nd and 10.
Here you look at that big offensive line. Noah Gillen, the tight end to the near side. Edwards again out of the gun, looking, winds up, throws, got a man there. BK Smith complete up at the 35, and that ball put right on the money. Dukes in coverage, but a step behind, and Smith with a big grab there.
Yeah, I love it. He let that go before the break even happened, trusting his receiver, quarterback, knowing where the coverage is, knowing where to miss it if you're going to. Good job by Sammy and BK right there making a big play. Here it is for the replay. Watch him. He threw it with the back to the receiver. Hadn't even broke yet. Dug him out of the end zone right there.
So from the 33, they'll keep it on the ground. There's a hole right there. Flower squirts through. Penalty marker, though, back at the line of scrimmage. Let's check and see what it is right here. More than likely a hold. This one may be coming back.
Holding. Yep.
As we talked about, Blazers last year, 5-6 overall, just 2 wins in the conference, but won 2 of their last 3, and the loss was an overtime loss to West Florida, who we know is one of the premier, D2 programs, obviously, and out of this conference, certainly, right there along with the Blazers. So really good football played at the end of the year last year. Something to build on going into the offseason. I know it's a lot different offseason, but Coach Jack talking about the biggest mistake he made and the biggest thing he learned from last year was trying to do things the way they'd always been done around here. And he said, we just figured out we got to do things our way, the way that I know how to do them. And here we go after the penalty, and Edwards just had to put that ball down to the ground. Took a little bit of a hit there, but that one's incomplete. And again, Larkin came shooting through there. That time there was a lot of pressure from the backside, and wasn't much Sammy could do about that one. Had to eat it.
Yeah, wise move there. Don't turn a problem into a bigger problem. Just threw it away there. Going to still bring up 2nd down. Good pressure up front there by Point, bringing the house.
Talked about this big offensive line there. Daniel Morales again in there at guard, 295 out of Alpharetta.
Oh.
And movement there, and now a little out of kilter right here for this Blazer offense. Point, as we talked about, a lot of momentum coming from their sideline. Defense feeding off that here a little bit. So certainly a big, kind of feel like a big momentum point in this game, one way or the other. You either got to take it back,
yeah, a couple
or you might get in trouble.
A couple big penalties here, forcing us really far behind the sticks. So you don't want to make any bad decisions here. Go to your sure-handed targets. Put your quarterback in a position where he doesn't have to make tight windows kind of throw here. Because you're right, a big turnover here might be a big momentum swing that gets you on your heels.
Second down and about 30 right here. Just going to swing this one out. Council Allen makes a move, stays on his feet, takes a big shot, but gets all the way up to just beyond the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 21 bends the linebacker, bringing him down, but that's exactly what they needed on second down. And now still third and long, but a manageable third down situation here, third and about 8 or 9.
It is. Good job there. Like we said, just swing it out to your sure-handed target. Let him get upfield, make a play. Good job by Council Allen getting us back into a spot where we really can still get a first down here.
Get your athletes into space. Twins left and right. Flowers again, the lone back. Pressure coming. Steps up, fires, throws, incomplete. A big hit there on the intended target, and that was Hurst. But Wiley again, mixing it up in there, was able to knock that ball away, and it's fourth down. Even if he catches that ball, I think he might be a little bit short.
You read my mind. I was about to say that. He didn't get past the sticks, so no harm there. Just going to need to punt this away, get a good punt here.
And Blazers will punt it away for just the second time this afternoon, and guess who's back deep? Emory Bryant, the man who had that kickoff return point, really challenging themselves at halftime. Coach Trevor Zeider's team, as we talked about, shut out last week 34-0 in the second half against Bethel. They made it a point to try to come out with a little bit more intensity here in this ball game, and so far they have. Going to pick this one up as Bryant, dangerous play, but will save his team a few yards and takes it back up to the 29. Stroops down and make the tackle.
Yeah, good punt there by the Blazer punter. Took a good roll for us too. Just kind of bounced right to him. He realized that ball was going to keep rolling if he didn't grab it, Dave. That's why I think he snagged it up. And good job by the Blazer defenders getting there, getting in position to make the tackle.
So first down and 10, and all of a sudden, if your point, you go down, you put some points on the board right here, and all of a sudden, you are right back in this ball game. Still very early in the half. The first offensive series for the Skyhawks here in the second half. And this is Mitch Gossett, who's back in there. We'll just have to throw this one away. And a lot of chippiness, a lot of pushing and shoving going on here, as there was in the first half a little bit. But we saw Gossett on that opening series or two of the first quarter, and then after that, he was replaced by Austin Adcock, who played pretty much the rest of the first half. He had to come out for a play or two after he took a big shot on a sack. And now we're seeing Gossett open up this second half, and we'll have to see if he plays the remainder, if they're going to go with the two system.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there. You're right. He took the big shot, and Gossett came back in, but Gossett is first on the depth chart for us, what we're looking at.
They'll keep this one on the ground. That's Engel trying to squirt through a hole. We'll have a couple just across the 30-yard line, but it will bring up third down. Let's see what Brandon Anderson, defensive coordinator, dials up right here on this third down play upcoming for that Blazer defense. This point tries to keep the drive going. The Blazers trying to force a 3 and out.
We had a lot of success defensively. We're in that four-man front. Coach appears to be going back to it this possession.
Last year, Blazer defense gave up 51% on third down. 77% in the red zone, allowed 56 touchdowns, 31 of those on the ground. Trying to shore some things up this year. So far, so good today. The lone touchdown, of course, coming on special teams.
Showing pressure, bringing a blitz.
Off the edge, Gossett stays on his feet, still going, tried to throw that ball away.
What a play.
It was caught, I do believe, but now they're going to wave it off and say incomplete. Even if he had, he still would have been about 2 or 3 yards short of the first down regardless.
Pressure just got to him. He had to scramble out of the pocket, try to make a little shovel pass forward. Was going to be short, like you said, Dave, so brings up a punt situation. Here we go. Watch this pressure coming off the right side. Boom, look at that penetration, bringing a blitz right there. Thought we were going to get him in the backfield, right?
Just a little bit wide
bobbled,
there.
Yeah, he bobbled it.
Coleman on the coverage there to make sure. So now Moses will boot it away.
Xavier Williams back for the Blazers.
See if they get any kind of return. Blazers bring pressure, but stay disciplined. And
There
fair
we go.
catch signal made right at the 44. So the Blazers have pretty good field position right here after punting on their opening drive. They'll have the ball back. Again, the defense looking good today. Just the 3 points allowed right before the half. So we talked about the touchdown there on special teams to kind of keep point in it, but now the Blazers with an opportunity to go down and finish the drive.
You got a little bit of breathing room here. First possession last time we were starting real far down because of the penalty. So get the ball around midfield here. Go back to the doses of what we had, little running backs, swing passes. Go to your sure-handed receivers.
11:09 left here in this third period, as we're getting some of the times texted to us. So, again, we'll try to update you on how much time's on the clock here. If you're wondering why we're not telling you, it's because we don't know. And, whoa, what a great play fake there by Sammy Edwards, who continues to get it done with his legs today. And another big run there as Point respects the play fake.
So Xavier Williams was on man coverage at the top there. I thought he was going to he did bring the receiver with him. Watch this. I thought he was going to stop and throw it over the top. Sammy right here, I thought he was going to throw it over the top, but he recognized the DB's back was to him. Good job getting positive yards, 23 yards on that carry.
1st and 10 just outside the Point 30. Twins to both sides of the formation. Watson at running back. Quick hitter right here, going to swing it out. Council Allen, another grab today, will slip down, kind of an awkward slide there. He was starting to slip, tried to stay on his feet, nearly went backwards there, but he does step out just inside the 25, and once again, good yards on 1st down.
Yeah, sure-handed receiver there for us, Council Allen. A lot of receptions today.
I was going to say, I wonder how, we'll
yeah,
have
I
to
think
look
he had,
and
what he
find
said,
out.
7 in the previous half, so
Yep.
we probably he's around the 8 or 9 range now.
2nd down and 2 after a gain of 8. And this time, one-on-one, he's got B.K. Smith there, makes the grab, corner, touchdown. Wow, what a ball delivered by Sammy Edwards. And he hooks up with B.K. Smith for the 2nd time this afternoon. And that'll make it 34-10 pending the PAT.
24 yards on the touchdown pass. We do have a flag. Let's see what the flag is. Yeah, good job right there. BK isolated. Hold on, they're asking. They're going to back him up now. Looks like it is on the Blazers. Look at this replay. Had man-to-man coverage. Sammy recognized where it was. Threw it up. Great play right there.
Had the DB beat right there again. That was Davion Dukes, the senior there at Alithia Springs. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff there. Came after the play of dead ball. So Heston Thiel with the regular extra point right here. And he drives that one right through the center. So with under 10 minutes to play here in this third period, the Blazers refine their groove right at 10 minutes, in fact, we've just been told. 35-10. Now your score will keep the action right here for you. And that was the get-right drive for the Blazers after being turned away on their opening drive of the half. They get the ball right back after the defense goes 3 and out, and they're able to go down and punch it in.
Yeah, we started the drive around midfield. We had a little breathing room. Playbook was wide open. When you push back against your own end zone, kind of limits you what you could do there. But good job there by the Blazer offense, settling down, coming down, and really finding those go-to guys, the Council Allens, the B.K. Smith, Sammy with the great scramble. Really used to seeing Ivory Durham kind of run those runs. Sammy's picking up right where Ivory left off, doing some things with his feet.
So are you officially going on record as you're comparing?
No,
are
not
you,
yet.
you gonna? Okay.
I said Ivory-like.
Ivory-like,
yeah.
But of course we certainly want to wish all of our graduated guys, those that have moved on. We've had the opportunity to call for the last several years, and certainly wishing all those guys the best in their future and current endeavors.
And now this is time for Sammy to make his mark, right, on BSU football. Had some big quarterbacks come through here. The Fabian Walkers, the Dusty Bonners. The list goes on. Caden Cochran. Just all kind of guys that were so instrumental to the success of this Blazer program. Ivory was one of those, right? And you got to tip your hat. And Sammy's turn now. He's going to have appears to be the starting position for us this year, and pending any kind of injuries or craziness, then it's going to be his ball club.
Austin McKay will handle the kickoff duty this time.
Backed up because of the penalty.
Yep. A little bit shorter kick, trying to put it right in there. Up man will take it at the 35, trying to reverse field right here. Look at the big man rumble right there. I tell you what, Jace Grant had a head of steam right there. The freshman running back out of Tallahassee, and boy, his eyes got big when he had the opportunity for the return that time.
Well, the last thing you want to do is kick it to Embry again, right? Embry again.
Yep.
After he takes one to the house from the paint line, you know, you want to kick it away, especially when we backed ourselves up because of the penalty. He just gets more of a head of steam to run it down, and you know, good job right there. Blazer defense kind of starting on midfield. Don't want to do anything stupid here. Keep up what we're doing pressure-wise. Adcock is coming back out. Excuse me, Gossett is coming back out for the Skyhawks.
Oh, here we go, 35-10. Here in the third period. Still a long way to go, though. And Point has a lot of playmakers. Gossett will fire, broken up nicely over on the far side by Stroops. And we've called his name a few times here today. Theron Stroops, 6'1" DB, redshirt freshman out of Lancaster, Texas. Transfer from Houston. And again, a lot of D1 guys have come in here. And being able to compete at the level that you want to compete, you got to be able to have the D1 type talent playing at the D2 level to be in the conversation.
You think that Houston connection with Coach Jack?
That might have something to do with
it.
That might.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Jack knows Texas. No doubt about that. Alma mater. Of course, Houston, 2006 grad. This time on the ground, straight ahead. Big back there picks up a couple. Hinkle again on the tackle there. Once again, guys rolling around after the play there. Again, these guys not afraid to mix it up. That's for sure. Lots been going on here today. Of course, that last carry there from Evan Vaughn. Or excuse me.
Trey Turner.
Trey Turner,
28.
Yep, I was looking at the wrong team there, sorry. Trey Turner, the 6', 225-pounder out of Escambia, Alabama, is in there now at running back. And this time, Gossett trying to fire towards the sideline. That one wide of the intended target. Good coverage over there on the far side, though, one-on-one. Stroops again getting a hand in there. May have to quit picking on him. So now it's fourth down.
Fourth down. Good job by Blazer defense. Standing tall there.
And now the chatter is coming from the Blazer sideline. You can hear it over here. That is the one good thing. I mean, obviously you wouldn't take anything for having a big, loud crowd here. But that is the one thing with it being quieter in the stadium with the less crowd. You are able to hear both sidelines pretty well, even from our vantage point here up top over on the visiting side. Matt Moses trying to get this one away. Does so. Hits it right up the chute, though. Short. Oh, was hit before the ball got there, and that is a penalty. Point recovers, but boy, that took the helmet off of, that was Thomas, 44, who got down there in a hurry, but he got down there a little too quick and took the helmet of Brian Broussard off. And that'll be a kick in, that'll be an interference call right
nasty.
there. But boy, that was nasty.
If it was
right
about a second later, it would have been a perfect play, perfect tackle, but got there a little too early, hit off his helmet. Here's the replay. Watch the contact. Boom, right there.
Yeah. If you slowed that down a little bit, I mean, in real time, it almost looks simultaneous, but if you slow it down in real time, you would see that he got there just a split second before the ball did, and that's why it bounced
hit off his helmet.
Top of his helmet.
Yeah, it hit off his helmet. So.
Yep.
Anyway, so Blazers are going to get a little more yardage tacked onto the play. Yep.
Obviously not able to hear the official today without the PA system working. But
so it's going to be a spot foul.
I think Coach Jack over there talking to the officials there and probably saying, look, if this were the contact, you got to wonder if it was made up around that
head neck area.
It might have been one of those things that could have been a kind of a targeting situation there. Had you had
well, he might have led. He might have led with the head. You're absolutely right, the crown of the helmet. But Anyway, we're going to add 15 to it, so Blazers are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Yeah, and in defense of Cortez Thomas, I mean, you are you are trying to time that. You're not seeing the ball. You're kind of reading the return man's eyes and his body language, and you're trying to time that up just right. It's kind of hard to slam on the brakes and still have the momentum to make the tackle in that situation. So I think it's one of those things where he was hoping that the timing was right on that one, and it wasn't. So the Blazers will have it up close to their 40-yard line instead of back inside the 25. Here's Edwards winding up, throwing across the middle, in and out of the hands. He had the intended target there for just a moment. Again, 81, Jerson Jock, who we talked a little bit about last year. Dukes was there as well on the coverage. Jock, of course, the transfer from Kaiser, who we talked about last year during that Kaiser game, the big 6'3", 223-pounder listed as a receiver, but he's built more like a tight end.
Hit him right in the numbers with it, too. Good job by Sammy. He kind of threw that into double coverage, which had me a little bit worried. He never throw it late across the middle, but it's going to be okay. 2nd down and 10 for the Blazers.
Pressure coming. Keeps it on the ground right here. Trying to bull straight ahead there. We'll pick up a few yards on 2nd down. Finley, the linebacker, they're making the stop. And that was 34, Jamone Wilson.
We're going to have to go to a 3 deep on the running back, too.
I was going to say, you got a lot of guys in that running back room. The most experienced returning position that we've seen has been at the receiver position, obviously with BK and Council, and of course Ted Hurst, some of those guys. A lot of familiar names out of the receiving room. Big 3rd down and 7 right here to try to keep this drive going. Wide open. Can he make a move? Yes, he can. What a nice move there. Driven backwards, but forward progress to the midfield stripe. And a 1st down for Tyler Arrero. Again, the 5'10", 185-pound grad. Transfer out of Tusculum right there. Wiley again with the stop.
Tift County High School alum, local boy. Good job knowing where the sticks are. Made a good catch, make the guy miss, and get upfield to assure the 1st down. Blazers going to have a 1st down here right at midfield.
First grab of the afternoon for Tyler, 2nd and 10. Getting a lot of different guys involved here in the offense here in the 2nd half. Here's another reception right here. Puts on the brakes, quick move right there. Dives forward into point territory at the 47. Dukes tripped him up, but once again, good yardage on 1st down. And I really feel like that's been the key today for this Blazer offense is setting themselves up in 2nd and manageable. It really opens up the playbook.
It really is, and it's been with intermediate routes, short and intermediate stuff. I mean, we have gone deep some, but the short and intermediate stuff early in the possession has got it to where we can, we can run the ball on 2nd down. We're not behind the sticks, so you're absolutely right. Make them where they're easy pitches and catches too. That's a face mask if I've ever seen one.
Edwards flushed out of the pocket, rolling towards the sideline, will fall incomplete. Another flag comes flying in late from the back end. I'll check and sort all this out here. One of the things we talked about, I mean, this is the Blazers' first game of the year. A lot of distractions this week, certainly not making excuses. This team was able to push through it. Bethel has a game played under their belt. It makes a big difference when you've already had that game under your belt to put some things together.
Yeah, getting those jitters out, seeing how your team's going to gel. Point, I guarantee, has got people that were not on their team last year that are on the field today. And so the ability to get those guys out here and see how they're going to play in real time against a new opponent or different opponent, it's critical.
Yeah, once again, offsetting penalties. The hold was called on Wilson, the running back. Not sure who it was that they called. I couldn't hear the face mask.
I want to say it was a lineman or a defensive end because it was our tight end or playing tight end position 44. That's one of their linebackers. So
Thomas, yeah.
He really just ripped the face mask off. I think it was probably incidental, trying to get his hands up there, and it just got a little too high and ripped the helmet off. But anyway, offsetting penalties are going to replay the down.
So 2nd and 6 from the point 47 on the ground right here. Oh, what a run right here by Wilson to stay on his feet after initial contact. We talk about yak yards after contact right there, and he picked up another 5 or 6 yards after the initial contact and got right to the sticks for a Blazer first down.
Yeah, East Carolina transfer, 6 foot, 184 pounds. Good job, balance. He stayed balanced over his feet, and the initial contact, like you said, was early, and then he was able to keep positive yards, get us a first down.
So here we go, just outside the Skyhawk 40. Once again, Wilson on the ground, very patient, trying to find the hole there. Not much there, though, this time as the Skyhawks stack it up in the middle. Maybe a yard dancing around. 2nd and 9, we'll call it. Just shy of the 40-yard line as the time continues to roll here in this third quarter. Haven't gotten an update in a while, but I think we're probably towards the back third or so of the third quarter maybe.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we have no play clock, no game clock, no scoreboard action, no PA, no nothing power related.
Yep.
running this broadcast off generator, so appreciate you tuning in for this replay.
Pure adrenaline.
Yes.
That's what we're doing right here. Play fake. Edwards winds up, throws deep, has a man there, makes the grab, touchdown. 1-on-1 at the goal line for Xavier Williams. 41-yard pitch and catch from Sammy Edwards to Xavier Williams. And another one through the air today for the quarterback making his first start in a Blazer uniform.
He looked the safety off and then saw where the man coverage was. Williams beat the DB. Good job there by Sammy, throwing it up. Beautiful replay. Good play by the Blazer offense.
Our Blazer Sports Media crew all over it today with the replays. And Eston Thiel will look to remain perfect on the afternoon, and he does so. So in the third quarter, Blazers have extended their lead 42-10 after getting a little bit of a scare out of the locker room in the second half on a big Emory Bryant kickoff return. The Blazers have answered with a pair of touchdowns of their own as they extend the margin here in this third quarter.
I like seeing how we're spreading it out. Spreading it out on the running game, spreading it out on the receiving game. You got multiple guys getting touches. Even the tight end got a touch or two thus far in the game. So really it makes it hard to scheme you up defensively if you can't isolate BK, can't isolate, help me out.
Hurst,
Council Allen. I'm drawing a blank, excuse me. Can't isolate any of those guys when you see Zay Williams go for 41 yards deep and the things he can do in the return game too. So good job by the Blazer offense.
Third passing
led by
touchdown.
Bowie. Yeah, Rick.
Yep, Rick Bowie.
Yeah, returning offensive coordinator for us. Guys that came over with Coach Jack and his staff originally.
So we've been informed there's 5 minutes and 10 seconds left here in this third period. And the Blazers up 42-10. Third passing touchdown of the afternoon for Sammy Edwards. Also has one on the ground, so he's accounted for 4 touchdowns here today. Isaiah Flowers with 2 rushing touchdowns as well.
7 plays, 62 yards, ran 3 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock. Blazers do take the 42-10 lead. Or extend the 42-10 lead, excuse me.
Appreciate all you guys being with us right here. Again, Blazer Sports Media, they've had their hands full. All of our guys trying to get all the stuff together here, fighting through and not having any power. Austin McKay will handle another kickoff here. Had the last one as well on the pooch kick, but now he's got a full field to work with here. Not behind the sticks this time, kicking off. Let's see what he can do. The right leg from McKay. Another pooch kick right here. They're trying to find the sweet spot.
Ooh.
And that one on the ground, rolling around, and the Blazers have it, I believe. Or did they? Oh, nope, they weren't able. It looked like they had it on the ground momentarily, but bobbled it out of bounds. And Point, again, dodges a bullet right there. The Skyhawks will stay on offense. Henley was able to push it out or recover it right there, it looks like. Man, oh man, that was a near opportunity right there, and they kicked it. They went right back to, again, Jace Grant, the running back there. But
Here we go. Replay. On it.
Thought they had it right there. Oh, my goodness.
They did get possession, yep.
I tell you what, Nick Jackson, the DB right there for Valdosta State, wishes he had that one back. He had it in his mitts and just couldn't secure it.
Every special team guy's wanting something like that, opportunity, recover something like that.
the guys are going to give him a hard time for that one. He'll have another opportunity at some point. So here we go. Skyhawks can trail in here, try to make something happen before the end of the third quarter. Trying to march their way back into it. Mitch Gossett going to unload here. Good back shoulder. Kind of had to come back to that ball right there, and a nice job to get that ball to the target there. Stroups on the coverage, but the reception made from Wesley Jones, the freshman wideout. Big play there to pick up the first down all the way up at the 39, and a good start on this series.
Really man-to-man coverage up top. Really just a stick route. Run it up, stick. Good pitch and catch there by the Point offense.
Man in motion this time. Keep it on the ground, straight ahead. Big running lane across the 45. Good yardage on first down. As we talked about, Skyhawks started the season last year 0-5, but won 3 out of their last 4, and really came on at the end of Coach Trevor Zeider's first season, and talked about him being a West Virginia alum, a former inside linebacker, big long snapper as well. So he has appreciation for special teams and puts a lot of emphasis on that. Of course, we saw the Skyhawks take the opening kickoff of the second half and turn it into points in the form of Emory Bryant. Now offensively trying to make something happen here. Mitch Gossett again winning the starting job.
Carnes.
Yep.
Carnes back in there, running back, and a little confusion there on the side of the offense for Point. Quarterback couldn't understand what the call was, and so going to force an early timeout here by Point.
I was talking to Coach Jackson last week, prior to the season, and originally they had, I think, 87 new players that come out of the portal, and they've had, the majority of those obviously stick around after camp. Really developed a lot more depth across the offensive line, much quicker on defense. But I asked him, I said, well, how many players, about 130 players. I said, how many lockers you have? And he said 126. So, there were at least 3 or 4 guys there for a minute that probably had to double up or didn't have a locker. That's how many guys they were able to bring in here, and that just shows how much they've turned this roster over.
Said they were going to dress about 70 to 75 today. Of course, I know you're limited there on requirements by the NCAA about who can dress, but I just counted over 100 on the roster pregame here. So some guys will be redshirted. Some guys will have to wait their turn, but anytime you got numbers like that, it gives you ability to get multiple looks, multiple guys on the field in practice and in scrimmages and see what you could do. Starting to iron it out now and get your 2 deep and know what you're going to be working with the rest of the season.
3 minutes, 48 seconds left to play here in this third quarter. Valdosta State leads at 42-10. Big pressure again. This one to the sideline will sail out of bounds there again. That time, Gossett had to get rid of it maybe a little bit quicker than he wanted to because of the backside pressure there. As
Dudley.
You see the intended target, Kareem Key.
Yeah, Dudley was coming on the backside pressure, and really, I think it was a throwaway because he threw it about out of bounds, out of the sideline there into the stands. So good job, Dudley. Called his name a lot today defensively. 6 foot, 213-pound sophomore. Got some runway ahead of him here as a Blazer. Getting some reps, quality reps too. Look at the pressure we're showing up front. Look at that pressure.
Third down and 2 right here. See if they keep this one on the ground. And they will. But going nowhere. And that time they ran right into the teeth of that Blazer defense, led by big number 91, Jamari Jones. Another guy they're high on, 6'1", 290 junior. Out of Phoenix City, Alabama, and a Georgia military transfer, and they cheated some guys into the box right there, and there was just absolutely nowhere to run for Sincere Carnes.
Look at this backfield, boom, one-arm tackle. I love the defensive linemen that get back there, got a blocker in their face, and they stick that arm out, that big paw, and just gobble up the running back.
Carnes again had to go out of the game earlier there towards the end of that second half, but it's good to see him back in there. Broussard back in there to return this one, and this is a good punt for Moses. And eludes one tackler, eludes another, stays on his feet. Wow, very dangerous situation right there. But a good return in traffic up to the 32.
Prasad said, when you don't hit me early, I can do some things with the ball.
What a way to bounce back right there. He's congratulated by Coach Jack over there on the sideline. Coach Tremaine Jackson had a busy off season. As we take a look here at the tail end, and you see the moves being made right there. 2 guys miss and able to pick up positive yards.
12 yards on that return.
Yep. Coach Jack, again, taking part in the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the offseason. Was able to work at the pro level there with some of those guys. First down and 10 as Edwards and that big offensive line go back to work, and those guys have played well today. Marauder to the center.
Got him beat.
Here we go, one-on-one down the sideline. He's got a man, makes the grab, slams on the brakes, still going, and finally ridden down inside the 25. But another one-on-one, and Sammy Edwards dropping dimes here today, putting the ball right on the money, and that time it was Rodney Bullard.
Yeah, that was pre-snap. He knew what he was doing with it pre-snap. He called it. You couldn't see it there on the replay, but he called the check, knew exactly where he was going with it, had the numbers.
On the ground, and right up the gut for a big gain, 8-9 yards there on first down after the Blazers quickly got up to the line and ran some tempo. And again, Isaiah Flowers with the carry.
44 yards on that reception.
And then they come right back with 9.5 yards on the run, and in the red zone again here today. And actually, they are going to give him a first down on that last play there, so it is 1st and 10. Got right at 10 yards on the ground there, did Flowers, and now here's Edwards. Swings it to Flowers out of the backfield, slams on the brakes. What a move! 10-5, pylon, touchdown!
Boom. Flowers.
4th passing touchdown of the afternoon for Sammy Edwards. And the 3rd touchdown for Isaiah Flowers, 2 on the ground, and now 1 out of the backfield as a receiver.
Yeah, I was about to say he's got 1 on the ground, 2 on the ground and 1 in the air now. Here's a replay of that. Just easy pitch and catch. Just get it out there into space. Let your players make the play. Good move there. Ankles. Got some ankles.
Wow. So I guess you really can't accurately call it a debut for Sammy Edwards, but first full-time start for Sammy, who has had some coaching moments, certainly some things that he'll be able to take away as Eston Field boots the PAT, but for the most part, they say as a quarterback, you got to have a short memory. Sammy has had a very short memory here today, and he has really been dropping them in there in the second half.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you throw interceptions, one in the red zone particularly, or both of them were in the red zone, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think both of them were. You got to flush it. I mean, a lot of football is to be played at the time those interceptions were thrown, and Sammy's done a good job checking out when he needed to and really finding the guys that were in mismatches. 2 of them were the last 2 possessions, really big plays for us. 1 went for a touchdown and 1 set up a touchdown. So good job by the Blazers spreading it out.
1:34 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Blazers have really piled it on here after that opening kickoff to start the second half from Emory Bryant. It seemed to have lit a fire under this Blazer team in all 3 phases, because since then, minus the possession they had after that where they had to punt, they've been pretty much perfect since. And all the momentum is shifted back to the home team here in this 3rd period. As we talked about looking ahead to next week, obviously Point looking towards bigger and better things. This game was scheduled with the idea that, hey, if we're going to play with the best in the NAIA, we've got to be able to play with some of the best in NCAA Division II. In-state, even though this is the first meeting between these two, the Blazers have played a lot of games in-state with folks. Of course, Albany State, West Georgia,
Fort
Valley. I mean, there's other
Shorter.
teams.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, Shorter's in Gulf South. But we
Savannah
played them
State.
before, yep.
Yep. So, again, just to add another one there, you see Coach Jack looking on here. Still very, very game-faced at this point. Still a long way to go. Another pooch kick. This one will reach back to that last level, though. Outside the 20. And up to the 35-yard line goes Kareem Key, who's been somewhat quiet here today. Little extracurricular activity just outside of the frame there.
Yeah,
but,
point return team is adjusted. They've moved some of their returners up a little bit, anticipating the pooch kick.
Appreciate you guys being with us here today. As we talked about, week 1, just a little over a quarter away for being in the books for the Gulf South Conference as a whole. Most everyone playing on Thursday night. Of course, West Florida with the big win last night, playing on a Friday night. Which you kind of tend to see in those opening weeks.
I don't like
different games.
I don't like
that.
it. That's high school football night.
Yeah. Especially here in this area. You know, Tinseltown, USA, a lot of it got its name not only from this Valdosta State team, but of course the high school that the stadium bears its name, the Valdosta Wildcats and the nearby Lowndes Vikings. And that one just beyond the outstretched arms of the intended target at that time. Flags down. Wesley Jones was the intended receiver, and now let's see. Things have gotten chippy here towards the end of this third quarter, really throughout the night, but especially here, and these officials I know are trying to keep a clamp on things. That one going to be on point, and I believe they're talking with Coach Jack right here whether they want to decline it and take the play and make it 2nd and 10, or whether they want to back them up. They aren't going to take the penalty. They're going to take the yards here and back them up to the 30. So it'll be 1st and 15. Again, the man right there, Eddie Smith, has been a busy man here in this ball game. So just under a minute and a half left here in this third period. The Blazers have tacked it on in this third quarter. And on the ground, Carnes trying to break it outside. He won't get there, though. A barrage of black shirts. The Black Swarm defense all over it. Not much of a gain there, if at all. On that first down play, we'll call it second, and we'll say 2nd and 14 after a gain of about a half yard.
Davion Dezemi.
Yep.
I think I said that right.
Yeah.
First Blazer in the backfield. Really made the initial contact about 2-3 yards deep, and that swarm defense came up, made the tackle, dropped him for a loss in the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 14.
Jaquan Hicks in there as well, D-tackle. Here's Gossett looking, firing across the middle, has
Good
a man
catch.
Complete right at the sticks.
Gonna be close.
Coleman on the coverage. They are going to give him the first down. That's just a nice effort there from Cam Scott. Or excuse me, from Kareem Key.
We need the flip chart needs to be colored.
I know. It does need
the
to
black
be.
and white needs
Yeah,
to. We need to get that colored, so we don't do that. I've done it a couple times tonight.
It all kind of blends in there for a second. That's the first game out of the gate.
We've had problems.
I got to work out the kinks too, So, nonetheless, though, it's been a great afternoon. Hot as you would expect this time of year.
Gossett's gone all. That's gonna be the end of the quarter.
Yep. And that will do it. So at the end of 3, Blazers lead at 49-10 over the Skyhawks. We'll step aside and be right back. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on Flow Sports.
Chevrolet Buick GMC and Valdosta State University, a winning team for decades. We are Prince Chevrolet Buick GMC, located on exit 22 I-75 in Valdosta. Voted the best place to buy a new and pre-owned vehicle in Valdosta. Proud supporters of Valdosta State University.
Hey Blazer fans, Williams Hotel Group is South Georgia's hospitality headquarters with 8 award-winning hotels in Valdosta. Williams Hotel Group has everything to meet your lodging, event, and meeting space needs. Come see us at any one of our conveniently located properties off I-75, exits 16 and 18, or visit us at williamshotelgroup.com. And as always, go Blazers!
School's starting. Is your internet fast enough? Gear up during Extreme's End of the Summer Sale. Get fast internet as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Extreme's fiber-powered internet gets an A+ for performance, with speeds from 100 meg up to 1 gig, powerful in-home Wi-Fi, and 99.99% network reliability. Hurry and get Extreme internet for as low as $19.99 a month for a year. Dial 844-EXTREME2. It's the smart call.
A guy that was 1 for 1 for 9 yards last year. You got to love the way he has come out here today. One-on-one right here. Coleman in position.
Oh!
Oh, he had the interception in his mitts and couldn't glove it.
That's why you play defense.
Yeah, he would love to have that one back right there. They were trying to go one-on-one with Kareem Key. Coleman, though, in great position, just unable to pull it down there, but nonetheless broke it up.
He's been picked on a couple times today, and he's risen to the occasion each time. What a good DB. Coach trusts him with a man-to-man. He knows he's not going to get beat. In a position right there to make a pick, and was able to come down and knock it down. Come up and knock it down, excuse me.
So 2nd down and 10. Receivers to the near side. Again, Mitch Gossett has hung in there a little bit today. He and Austin Adcock have shared the load, and now Engel trying to break it outside will slide forward for a few yards there as he was initially bottled up but then cut out. Again, Coleman with the stop there, and again, kudos.
Yeah, Broussard from that safety position coming up, recognizing the hole there and coming up, making a initial contact in the backfield, kind of stumbled him a little bit. And going to bring up 3rd down here. 3rd and about 6, long 5, yeah, short 6, somewhere in there. Right now, right at 6.
Got to credit Spencer Van Horn again, radio colleague, stepping away from football but still helping here today, and he's helping us out with the time today. And again, want to say hello to Spencer, who's really helped us out this afternoon.
Again, don't have a play clock or a game clock here because of the power outage.
3rd and 6. Oh, what a grab right there for a 1st down. Went up in the air and just plucked that ball out of the sky. Tanega Doster with the tackle there, but what a grab by a big number 84 right there, Wesley Jones.
Yeah, just running a slant, get the inside leverage.
Gossett put that one just a little bit high right there, but a nice job by Jones to go up and get it.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about it earlier, catching the ball at its highest point.
Yeah, you got a high point. As a receiver, you got a high point because down low is where the DB can break it up for you. You got to have some guts to go up high and catch it a lot of times. Like we saw early in the game, you get clipped up sometimes and land awkwardly. But, yeah, you want to high point as much of the ball as you can as a receiver.
1st and 10 right here, point on the move. Throwing that one wide there into flat. Trying to hit Quintravious Teasley out there, but a little bit wide of the target. 2nd and 10. And, you know, if you're the Blazer defense right here, I mean, technically you haven't given up a touchdown, as we've mentioned. The touchdown for point came off a special team. So a little bit of pride here, even with maybe some different guys getting in there at this point in the ball game. They still don't want to give up anything.
Well, you got some guys getting reps in there that we didn't see a lot in the first half. Scores where it's at now, and these are the things that build depth for you, right? You want to build 2 and 3 people deep at every position so that you can stay fresh. You know, there's going to be injuries. There's going to be times where you need a breather, and having those guys that got game experience that can go 2 or 3 deep are critical to a defense.
2nd down and 10 here. Teasley in motion. Play action, going to dump it out of the backfield. There is Teasley slamming on the brakes, but taken down and actually going to lose 1 or 2. Great pursuit that time by the Blazers defense.
Kennedy Parker.
Yeah, number 8. all over that one.
Yeah, linebacker, 6'1", 200-pound senior.
Another guy transferred in they really like.
I've heard Coach talk about him before. I almost said Council Allen on that from a couple years ago.
Doubling up the numbers.
Yeah. Council shifting to the number 1 number last year, I believe it was.
Yep. We were talking about that the other night. Everybody's been talking about how Florida had 2 number 3s on special teams at the same time. 2 guys in the game wearing the same number.
Yeah, Florida
didn't go so well for
Florida
them.
couldn't do anything right.
Nope.
Goodness gracious. Love seeing it, though.
3rd and 11. And this one will fall in between no man's land against Stroups on the coverage there. Gossett had nowhere really to go, had to get rid of it a little bit quicker than he wanted to and just threw it in between 2 guys. So it will be 4th down here. And you got to wonder at this point in the game, it looks like they are going to show punt. But
yeah, I don't know why.
Certainly if I'm the Blazers, I'm keeping a close eye on it. Yeah.
Absolutely. At that point, why don't you just line up and go for it if you're planning on something like that here, especially at this point in the field and this point in the game. You've had some trouble punting the ball, too, today.
Pretty good punt right there, though. Broussard with the fair catch. We'll make it right at the 14. All right, so admit, how many times have you found yourself looking over at the scoreboard today?
30, 20 or 30.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times here. It's just out of habit. You look over there for the clock, and it's not there.
Well, my radio days, you got to be scoring time in it on radio days, right?
Yep.
Fortunately for the video broadcast, we have it here, but we don't have the time, and I know that's driving some viewers crazy because you don't want to know what time it is in the game, and we will tell you it is in the 4th quarter, and last call we got was 10 or 9, 10 or 11.
Well.
So.
Yeah, 15 minutes to start the 4th quarter.
Thanks.
As if they had to text us that.
Yeah, thank you. New quarterback in the game for the Blazers.
All right, here we go again.
Ocean.
Yep. That is Darius Ocean, 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore transfer from Western Kentucky. He, of course, BK Smith also from Western. They'll keep this one on the ground. That's Watts. Not much there, though, on 1st down. So now we get a look at another quarterback who has come into the quarterback room competing in the offseason. He, of course, and Seth Smith, the Marshall transfer as well. So, again, a crowded room. And, it's one of those things where Coach was saying, look, all 3 of those guys bring 3 unique skill sets that may very well come in to play at some point in this season.
Well, you never know. I mean, just with injuries, the way injuries can happen, there's been so many times where, look at TCU last year. First, Max Duggan wasn't even the starting quarterback last year for them.
Right.
And it's happened. Injuries are part of the game.
Wow, what a dart right there. Just a little bit ahead of the intended target, but maybe put a little bit. I think he flattened that one out a little bit. If he puts a little bit more air under that ball, then
Cam Scott's to the house.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Scott probably runs right underneath that ball. But, making his first throw, the lefty, you're a little anxious on that one. Your eyes are big,
He's wanting to make a name for himself, too, and show that he needs more playing or deserves more playing time. So, got some go routes there and wanted to hit the man deep.
Yeah, Cam came up a little bit on that one too. He's kind of hobbling on the sideline. I hope he didn't pull anything over there. But again, this heat, first game, cramping always comes into play at some point. Looking another deep shot. The flat man wide open. What a ball. Breaks a tackle. Off to the races. Midfield and more. It is a foot race. And it is going to be won by the Blazers. Again, Jerson Jock with the touchdown. So how about that? Darius Ocean on just his 2nd toss of the game will have a touchdown to his name today.
Yeah, just finding the open man. Little hesitation route right here. Here's the replay coming out of the backfield.
Gotta like that. Yards after catch, as we talk about.
Yep, making the guy miss. Putting the afterburners on. Yeah, the distraction there with the guy coming out of the backfield, and you have man coverage up top, and really just got to catch the ball and make one guy miss, the safety coming across. So
out of the hold of Noah Botsford, and again, Thiel perfect on PATs, and now that score, Blazers 56-10 now over Point. As we play out the rest of this one right here, Skyhawks again going to try to pull some positives away and keep on playing as you know they will, but depth may very well be a factor, I think, at this point. obviously for them, just simply because of, you know, being at this point in the game and only being able to bring so many guys. I mean, that's the thing you talked about, the NCAA rule, visiting team only able to dress out so many players. And so, again, you've got to stick with these guys that have been out there. No air conditioning in the locker room. It's mid-80s still here with barely a breeze blowing through. It is what it is.
Last drive for the Blazers, 3 plays, 86 yards, 85-yard touchdown reception by Jocks. Going to put the Blazers up 56-10.
And still almost 11 minutes here left. 10:58 officially is what we're being told is what's showing down on the field right here. And now the Blazers kickoff unit will try it on here. And, you know, great to see some guys. I mean, you never know, like we talked about coming into the broadcast, Coach Jack talked about it, a lot of unknowns on the schedule coming in. I mean, you're playing an opponent in point you've never seen before. You know, you don't know a lot about those guys, and so it's a situation where you come into it and you don't really know what to expect. You don't know if you're going to have the opportunity to see some of your other guys, you know, on the depth chart to be able to get in the ball game. If it's nip and tuck, obviously you're going to go with those starters, but Blazers in a position now where they can actually have the luxury of getting a look at some other guys.
That's right. You look at a game like Kaiser last year, just so close for so long. You thought we'd be able to get some guys reps, and that really wasn't the case. A lot of games last year we didn't get some guys reps. So having this game and this ability to get some guys experience on the depth chart is key.
A deep kick this time by McKay. He'll hit it over everyone's head. So after a couple pooch kicks, we see what he can do. And he celebrated that one in midfield right there.
He put it 5 yards deep in the end zone.
I think Coach Jack got onto it a little bit, maybe right there. I'm not sure. I don't know. He was.
Well, you're up 56-10. Let's don't do that.
Yeah. So now we'll see here again. Points offense will come out from the 25. They're going to look at the defensive group here today, and they have been fantastic. Kudos to Brandon Anderson, what Coach Jack told us has held true. His unit with so many new guys. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you can bring in a lot of athletes from the portal, but you know, how well are they going to play together? I mean, it may be a lot of talent, but a lot of times, you know, it takes a year or two for guys to really gel together. We've had the luxury the last couple of years of seeing sixth-year guys because of COVID, because of the redshirt year, play together. And a lot of these guys have played very few snaps together. This being the first game out of the gate, you got to be impressed. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended target. One of the few drops today we've seen out of this receiving corps. Javian Leaks, again, unable to make that grab there, and that hit him right in the chest.
Just a crossing route there, and he stepped up, hit him in the chest, and bounced right off of him. Would not have been enough for a first down, though, but still, Blazer defense playing hard. Like you said, guys are getting some time in here, some new numbers out there that we are going to get a chance to call their names here in a minute.
Big number 21, Deontay Eatman in the backfield for a point. Going to throw this one out right here. That one's complete. Good comeback route right there by Kareem Key, right at the sticks for first down.
Made up for that drop just a moment ago with a big first down. Quarterback getting up a little gingerly. Gossett maybe took a hit there at the end. Here it is. Oh, yeah, a little bit low.
Yep. That can be dangerous.
It can.
Obviously.
Yeah, they've tried their best to do away with that kind of hit, but it was clean. Just getting blocked into a low hit there, and good job staying in the pocket by Gossett and delivering a first down.
First and 10 right here. Fires over the middle, complete. Big tight end right there making the grab. Again, that's Nicholas Marion with his first grab today, the senior. 6'3", 220 out of Hamilton, Georgia.
Gossett's got a strong arm. He's showing it right there, just throwing some bullets. If you're the defense of the Blazers, right, you don't want to give up the first touchdown.
No,
right? Especially being that second unit. You know, first unit's held them stymied all game, and you know, last thing you want to do is give up a touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
Jacob Harris making that last stop there. You're right, no doubt about that. A lot of, like we said, playing for pride right here too. You know, trying to keep him out. Big pressure coming this time. Gossett looking, firing down the field. Intercepted. And that is the guy that just made the last tackle right there. Again, Jacob Harris, the 6'1", 195-pound senior out of Greer, South Carolina, the Western Carolina transfer, with an interception.
Bad things happen when you throw it late across the middle, and Blazer defense shows it. Watch the rolling to the right, pressure coming, don't set your feet. Oh, I'm throwing it late across the middle, and Blazer swarm defense came up, made the interception.
Nice job right there. The secondary has played really well today because this is a very talented wide receiver group for Point. A nice job right there, and now it looks like we may see the third quarterback of the afternoon, Seth Smith. So, again, Coach Jack, to the point that we've been talking about all day long, wanting to get all his guys some work, and now we're going to see the Marshall transfer get a series here in this fourth quarter. Darius Ocean said, hey, I did a touchdown. I threw a touchdown on mine. Let's see what you can do right here. Going to fire this one out. And again, the completion right here at the first down marker. Nice job there by Tyler Airho, as we said.
He's trying to get his name made, right? He's done a good job. Arejo is making some receptions today. Yeah, it's a good problem to have, having three quarterbacks that can lead your team successfully.
You take a look at the offensive numbers here today. 622 yards of offense for the Blazers against 145 for Point, to kind of show you how lopsided those stats have been here today. And now Smith going to take a shot. He's got a man there, and DB got there just a tad early, and that'll pull out the laundry. He kind of swiped down on the arm there of Delancey Tolliver. Or excuse me, I believe that was 84. Yeah, was that Jalen Clee over there, I believe?
Yeah, 84, Jalen.
And, again, Jalen had his arm. He was right there to make the grab. That ball was right on the money. But the swipe happened. That'll be pass interference.
That's what they call.
Wow. Boy, I tell you what, all three of these we can safely say now all three of these quarterbacks listed on the two deep have been throwing some good ones here today.
Arejo, 3 receptions, 23 yards. So he's been a target a couple times today.
So first down and 10. Ball just inside the 20. Going to swing this one out right here. High arrow again with the completion. Stays on his feet. Fights for every yard inside the 10. Boy, he is very dynamic, very shifty, and is exciting to watch in space. We might be seeing more of him. Point has a player down.
They do.
And grabbing a hold of that hamstring there, it looks like. I'm trying to see if we can catch a number. I believe that's Jones.
He's up. Watch the guards pulling, the two linemen pulling, opening up, nothing but field there for Arejo.
Yep. Wow. Jones, we talked about backup safety, was the player up, off on his own power, just a little bit gingerly over here towards the sideline. Shaking that arm off as well. And the Blazers again threatening to put some more points on the board right here. Not trying to run the score up, I don't think by any means. I think it's just a matter of getting a good look at some of your guys down the depth chart a little bit. Definitely some different guys have worked their way into the ball game. So here we go, first and goal for the Blazers. They'll keep it on the ground right here over the right side, pounding, driving, still going, and finally pushed back.
Is that Chaney?
That was 34, Wilson.
34.
Yep.
Thought we were about to have Chaney again, have our fourth running back
I was
in
going
there
to
for the
say,
day.
yeah, Bud Chaney.
Chaney was last year a depth player for us.
Yep. Travis Tisdale on the roster. I mean, you got a lot of guys, and we talked about the local guys. We talked about the local flavor.
Yeah, Tisdale.
Coach Jack was talking about, about a dozen guys or so from Valdosta that have, transferred back home, to play here. Their roots, where it all got started, Seth Smith again out of the gun. Wilson, the lone back. Gonna throw a ball right here. And that one's caught for a touchdown. And so now all three quarterbacks in this ball game have passing touchdowns. And the latest coming from Seth Smith, as all three of these guys have made their debut, if you will, with Sammy making his first start. And how about that? And so now the extra point. Now on the roster, 14 is Chris Turner. I'm not sure that's the right name, though. Turner listed as a quarterback right here, but we do have a new kicker with the extra point right here, and that one is right through there, and the crowd goes wild. Unbelievable. Again,
female kicker.
Yeah, I want to make sure we have the name right because I don't think our roster is correct, and it's unfortunate, but a female kicker. And I would have to believe probably the first time in program history.
Yeah, I believe so.
I want to,
here's a replay of it.
Let's take another look at it right here. History being made here today in Titletown. And nothing wrong with that one, right down the middle.
Yeah.
So perfect on PATs today are the Valdosta State kickers. And the score now, 62-10, up on the board here today. Unbelievable.
4 plays, 45 yards, 2 minutes, 35 seconds off the clock. Seth Smith, pass complete.
63-10 is the 63-10 with the extra point. We haven't updated the clock there, but it is 63. So what a job by this Blazer offense, particularly in the second half here. Again, we are trying to confirm some different things. Obviously, without the luxury of power source today, we're having trouble, and some of the names on the roster are not right, so we don't want to misquote. 14 on the roster is Chris Turner, but I believe that's a freshman quarterback that's on the roster here, so we want to make sure we have that right before we go throwing names around.
The thing that was so awesome is the crowd, the teammates went wild, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The coaches,
there's very
players.
few times, again, in college football where, you can't love a story like that. You know what I mean? Where the kids go wild, the teammates. She's no doubt done everything that those other teammates have done out there when it comes to grades and workouts and practice and all that. And to see her teammates go crazy along with her after making an extra point, it's just a good thing to see. It's one of those Sports Center game day stories, specials.
Austin McKay, they will bring this one out. Another good long kickoff by McKay, trying to turn the corner here.
That's going to be a crackback block.
Yeah, big hit there. Kareem Key on the return.
Yep.
And things have been chippy this afternoon. I mean, that's both these teams. I know that Point played a game last week against Bethel. This is the first time, though, the Blazers have been able to tee off against someone in a different uniform. And, you tend to have that Hinkle. He's down. He's the one down on the field for the Blazers.
Yeah, 49. Cramp City, yep.
A situation, too, where, Bethel's trying to, that win last week against Point, Point's trying to come in here and trying to, turn things around. They're trying to prove that they belong, even against D2. And we do have confirmation of the kicker's name, Britton McCall. And Britton is the first female football player at Valdosta State. And guess what? With just over 6 minutes left in the contest, she scored.
She's got a point. She's got a point to her name, right?
Yep. She will officially be in the scorebook.
Yep.
So, again, congratulations to Britton, who I was watching her warm up before the game, and she was working on the extra points. They had her doing a lot of the extra point kicking. Of course, Eston was hitting them. They had a lot of different kickers, and we've already seen several different guys in the rotation here today. And, again, Britton becomes the first football player not only to score but also to play in Valdosta State Blazer history. So congratulations. Wow. Unbelievable moments here as we continue to break records here today. First down at 10.
Ooh, good open field tackle right there. Good job.
Yeah, tripped up right there.
Eric Ross. DB, 5'10", 190, graduate.
Isaac Jones, the running back there. Again, we've seen a lot of different, both teams, again, trying to show some depth. I think that Point certainly wants to develop their depth.
They do.
A situation obviously here where you look at the two halves of the last two games now and you see that they've really been outscored. I mean, that tells me it's depth.
It is depth. It's absolutely depth. And that's what the Blazers are trying to build right now. Continue to build is the depth by getting reps in. And, we've gone 3 quarterbacks deep, and they're still playing their starters. So,
A few yards there on that play there. The clock will stop here momentarily. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard right here is what it's showing.
Nice. First down.
Is it?
Yep.
Now, they originally marked him short, but then they remarked the chain there, and you're right.
So we stopped the clock. I wonder if that means we're inside of 2 minutes now. We stopped the clock for that first down, right?
Yeah. You would think that would be the reason, but see how it goes right here. And Valdosta State, 9-time conference champs in the Gulf South, 18 playoff appearances, 4 national championships. Gossett rolling, has plenty of room to run. Everybody's back's turned there, so he will scamper up and out of bounds around the 25, just shy of another first down.
It's a big win for the Blazers. They've come off a season last year that was expected to have. Here's your replay, a little bootleg. Expected to have a lot of talent back from the ones that went all the way to the national championship, and it's just a testament to Coach Jack and his ability to bring some kids in. Again, first game of the year, we got a long way to go, but I feel like they're doing really well offensively and defensively, gelling.
Throw this one out here in the flat.
As a team, yeah.
In and out of the hands, maybe a little bit too much on that one. Get a lot of different guys getting some playing time here today. That's what you want to see, especially in the opening game, because you never know. I mean, everybody's an injury away. The next man up mentalities we talk about a lot, particularly at college level. You got to be able to know who you got on your roster.
That's
and you
right.
got a lot of new guys that you don't really know sometimes until you get them out there. Sure, you evaluate them in practice throughout the week, but sometimes it's different when you, I was going to say turn the lights on. Obviously, we weren't able to do that today, but
pun intended.
You know what I mean.
Pun intended, yeah.
But nonetheless, especially in the second half when things were, you got to realize this was a 28-10 game at one point.
It was.
And Point was in, position where they had the ball on offense.
Good tackle.
Good tackle behind the line
Yeah.
there. 3rd down a yard, they didn't get it, so it's 4th down now.
Keel Lampley, baby.
Yep.
Name we heard a lot last year.
We did hear that name a lot last year. One of the few that we've seen here today, but Akil is back out there and makes a big stop for a loss, 4th down, and now it looks like Point will just bring on the punt team.
Watch him coming off that backside there. Boom! Just like a flash across the screen.
Nice job there indeed. So they will show punt right here. And a big way to open up the season for the Blazers.
Ooh.
And boy, he made the grab right at the midfield stripe, but the hit was pretty much simultaneous there. Once they got there, and again, that was another one where, boy, they were lucky there again. That was Xavier Williams on the return there.
Who are we going to see at quarterback? You think it's Smith again? I bet it is Smith again.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. The Blazers getting another one here. So here we go. They'll trot out the offense again. Up, Darius Ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean's like, well, wait a minute now. I only had one series. Let me get another series, and maybe we'll alternate this 4th quarter here a little bit. But I would imagine now the Blazers would probably just keep it on the ground more than likely. And they will right here. Foot in the turf. Watch out. To the house. This one has the potential. And how about that? Wow. Touchdown run. And that's number 26, Alexander Andre. It looks like there's a penalty marker back, though, at midfield. So let's check the marker. And the offensive line is coming back, so this one may very well be coming back as well, and that's unfortunate. That was a nice hole over the right side.
Andre listed as a DB.
Yep.
UT Martin transfer. Another team in Georgia's playing UT Martin. Going to be against the Blazers. Going to back them up. Going to replay the down.
I'm sure he was like, "Oh man, are you kidding?" You know,
I had
my opportunity
chance to
there.
shine. I take it to the house on my first carry, and all of a sudden, we're backing it up.
We're coming back with it. Well, I'm sure they'll still take notice. Obviously, these coaches evaluating and everything. Again, yeah, you mentioned it. Unless it's the wrong name, yeah, Alexander Andre listed as a DB here. 26. We'll see what happens right here. Been a long afternoon. Appreciate you guys being with us. Going to be first down and 20 now after that penalty, holding penalty, so it'll back the Blazers up right here. Blazers have had a lot of success in opening week ball games, particularly ones at home. Bazemore Hyder has been very friendly, of course, to the Blazers over the years. And now here's another run for Andre. Trying to break another one. We'll have a good run up to the midfield stripe here. A gain of about 12 yards there on the play. And now just running out the clock right here. You know, it really has been an awesome day. You know, our Blazer Sports Media team here today installing a lot of replays. We're going to try to bring more elements to the game this year. Obviously, a little bit hamstrung today with the limited resources of not having, of course, power or electricity in the stadium today, but still able to use the battery power. Hopefully, we still got some juice left because this one's dragging out a little bit. But
yeah, going on 3 hours,
check
over
in
3
to
hours.
make sure we still got some battery left here. But nonetheless, though, I mean, it's been an awesome afternoon. The Blazers, of course, have come out and done what a lot of people felt like they could do, but just a lot of unknowns, as we talked about. Nobody knew.
They've done really well on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Special teams as well. Besides the one kick return is a touchdown there. It was a pretty sound defensive game.
Pad still popping out there. Players going crazy over on the sideline as Alexander Andre again puts his head down and barrels forward for a couple. Third down upcoming right here in about 6.
Well, if you're the Blazer defense, right? You hear all last year. You hear, Coach Jack's a defensive specialist, and we give up the kind of games we gave up last year, right? Now you come out here against a point team that may be inferior to the Blazers, but you hold them to at this point no points in the game, right?
Right.
And we're 2 and 3 deep in our lineup here, and we're still playing solid football. I like what I'm seeing. Coach Jack may have hit something there on the head there. We may not be as big as we could be, but we're going to be faster than we were last year. So.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the.
Uh-oh.
Just going to have to try to eat that one right there. Ocean is able to get back on it, but all the way back inside the 35. And so, again, fourth down anyway right here, and you would think the Blazers would probably just punt this one away. But, yeah, we talked about it. I mean, Coach Jack mentioned it earlier. I mean, asking him point blank, hey, what did you learn, from last year, to this year? And it was all about, doing things, quote, our way. That's kind of the motto of this year's Blazer team is our way. Being able to, block out the noise and put the way that things have always kind of, quote, always been done. And I believe, is that it?
Yeah, it's ball game.
I think they're going to go ahead and call. That's it. So the final score here this afternoon, 63-10, the Valdosta State Blazers over the Point Skyhawks as Coach Jack records the victory. And the Blazers are off to a great start in the 2023 season. Point, meanwhile, back to the scoreboard. They will take on Thomas next week at home. Meanwhile, the Blazers on the road renewing a rivalry at Albany State just up the street as they stay in-state next week. Again, Taylor, your final thoughts on this ball game, kind of putting a cap on as we talked about. And I do want to throw in one more thing before we leave here tonight. Spring GPA, the highest in program history as well. I had to get that tidbit in there as well. So everything on the up and up. Academically,
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
and off the field, certainly for this Blazer football program. And a big win, confidence builder tonight, particularly for your quarterbacks, and Sammy Edwards, and really the rest of the team for that matter.
Golly, Sammy Edwards, 21 attempts, 21 for 31, 347 yards, 4 TD passes. The backups got they got touchdowns as well. Rushing, Sammy led the team with rushes with 73 yards. We spread it out receiving-wise. I mean, Council had 7 receptions for 90. Jocks had the 1 for 85. BK had 3 for 74. Defensively, it was nasty as well. Let me see here. Parker Dudley had 5. Broussard had 4. Jones had 4. Hunter, the local boy, had 3. So we did a really good job. We had a couple INTs on the day and some sacks as well. So Dudley, 1 sack for 7-yard loss. So I think we did a really good job. Scoreboard reflected it. Good start to the season.
63-10 the final. That's going to wrap things up for us. We appreciate you watching us again here today. This Blazer Sports Media presentation on Flow Sports. Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle for our entire crew. Appreciate you watching here today. We'll see you next time right here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. So long, everyone.